Stadium in Philadelphia, where Dave Campo has not won in his tenure as the head coach. A warm, humid afternoon, and Andy Reid, of course, has never lost to Dave Campo. He's been here 4 years.
This crowd has that feel of opening day, doesn't it? Whew. Just played the theme from Rocky. These people are ready for some football.
Mike Anor to kick it off for Dallas. Good high kick. The Eagles bring it out of the end zone. Brian Mitchell. And Brian Mitchell, ever dangerous as he's always been. But there's a flag back down at the 20. So they'll bring it back. A good return by Mitchell, but they'll take it back. The referee today is Tom White. Penalty flag is about the 20. Mitchell got all the way back to the Dallas 47.
There's no infraction on the play. The player stumbled and fell over the other player. It's a first down.
Yeah. So the return stands. The Dallas defensive unit was already down deep in Eagle territory. Now they've got a challenge. Donovan McNabb, sensational against Washington on Monday night.
You know, he said that not only was he in the zone last Monday, but the whole team was. And Andy's play calling was in the zone. He said something interesting. He said, now we got to as you take a look at the offensive line there, Thomas, Brzezinski, Fraley, Mayberry, and Runyon, a good one. Good pass blocking group. Staley and Martin in the backfield. Pinkston and Thrash, the wide receivers, and Chad Lewis, the Pro Bowler, at tight end.
Led by Donovan McNabb. McNabb to throw on first down if he has time. He doesn't. Taken down by Leroy Glover.
No, it's kind of interesting how you see a sack on the first play.
Yep.
What McNabb said was, what do we do when we're not in the zone and when we struggle? Because that's the way most Sundays are in this league. And you know, the Eagles struggle in the first play just with the pass rush of Dallas. And so this isn't how they started off last Monday night. Glover
has been a great addition.
Yeah.
Not just in pass rushing, but in leadership. And he plays the run tough as well. Four wide receivers. McNabb back to throw, and now he's going to pull it down and take off. Too fast for the first Dallas tackler, and he gets the first down. McNabb down to the Dallas 30. Stopped by Roy Williams.
Well, the Cowboys came after McNabb that time. They brought in Kevin Hardy from the outside. Great pickup block by Deuce Staley. Watch Deuce picking up number 51, Kevin Hardy, out here. This is the only man left for McNabb. And that's Keith Adams there. Just jumps right through that tackle. And he's not going out of bounds now. He's drawing a little blood with this hit. At 240 pounds, he took on the rookie Roy Williams.
McNabb back to throw it again. Almost picked off by Greg Ellis.
There you go, next, right.
They were setting up a screen, or trying to. Let's look at the defense for the Cowboys. This unit's been playing very well. Ekuban, Noble, Glover, and Greg Ellis, who just knocked that pass down. The linebackers, Keith Adams in the middle in place of that win. Hardy and Copeland. And the secondary, Edwards, Williams, Woodson, and Juwan Hawthorne. Second down. McNabb, Staley slipped.
You know, Pat, this difference with this Eagle team from this year from a year ago is they've gotten off to some fast starts. You know, they jumped out in front of Tennessee in the week one, 14-7. They jumped out in front of Washington the first two possessions, 14-0. And in the past years with Andy Reid, they were slow starting teams. And it was always kind of frustrating watching them, but they've gotten off to good starts, and they're in a position here to get points in the opening drive.
3rd and 12, 3 wide receivers set up. McNabb, blitz coming. Didn't have time to get rid of it. And down he went. The heat from Ekuban.
Well, they brought two guys to the same gap. The first one gets picked up. There they are, both coming right through here. And the second one gets there. McNabb throwing off his back foot. He had Antonio Freeman open in the middle of the field, but as you can see, there's no vision when you're going on the back of your McNabb.
So Andy Reid and his Eagle offense will try a field goal from 51 yards out. David Akers hasn't missed this year. And he still hasn't.
Boy, too good.
Wow. 3-0. The Eagles break on top. 12:45 left in the first. At Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. 3-0 Philadelphia.
Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37.
The Eagles continue their fast starts. 3-0 they lead. They've outscored their opponents 31-7 in the first quarter. Akers set to kick off to Swinton and Wiley. Reggie Swinton just activated. He's had hamstring problems. He'll get the return from the goal line. Got a little opening.
We'll see how good that hamstring is.
Say good night. Reggie Swinton, 100 yards for a touchdown, Cowboys. That's the first touchdown return against the Eagles in 152 games. You can see the lane open right up the middle.
Right up the middle, and that's the second return kick for a touchdown. 2 weeks in a row. They had a punt return for a touchdown a week ago on Monday night. And here's the lead. Just jumped right through there.
Yep.
Fresh legs of Reggie Swinton, and he was really a Friday decision. I mean, a guy that had been struggling with the hamstring problem, hadn't played this year. Barely touched.
I guess the hamstring's okay.
Yeah. Good way to find out.
Billy Cundiff adds the extra point, and it's 7-3 Dallas. A lot of fireworks early. 12:33 left.
Brought to you by Ford. No boundaries. By Sprint. Introducing PCS Vision. Clearly a whole new way to look at wireless. By Best Buy. For the latest technology, turn on the fun at Best Buy. And by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
Excitement early as the Cowboys lead 7-3. A 100-yard kickoff return by Reggie Swinton.
And I refuse to call special teams in this league special until they prove it.
Until they're special.
Yeah.
This is Brian Mitchell. Micah Norris kickoff. Sailed to about the 2, and he's down. Randall Williams made the stop. You want to time the sprint? 100 yards exactly it was.
Yeah, just count the Mississippi's here. 18 of them. To jump through right here, David Akers has to be able to get him down. And I would make my kickers and my punters learn how to tackle. 13 Mississippi's to get that 100 yards here in the Cowboys' last visit to the vet.
Dave Campo kind of likes it. Very warm and humid in Philadelphia. McNabb back to throw. Antonio Freeman.
Well, that's one of the pickups they made here in the offseason was Freeman, who's been to the Pro Bowl, got a Super Bowl ring, was with Andy Reid in Green Bay, of course. A lot of guys here. Dorsey Levens as well, and about 5 different players, all from Green Bay. And Freeman just came in and he knew this offense. A little bit of changes from up to his time in Green Bay, but he's come in and really made McNabb comfortable throwing the ball in the middle of the field.
Reverse coming, double reverse coming.
McNabb got a great block.
Thrash down the far sideline. Thrash out of bounds at about the 32. Darren Woodson took him out.
Well, I tell you, this was a fun-looking play, and it was well executed.
Well timed.
Yeah. You're right. Here's the first reverse here to Pinkston, and now a great handoff. Watch McNabb out here on the corner. Mario Edwards didn't want any part of McNabb.
No.
Deuce Staley down the field. Well, there's one big block. Watch Hank Fraley, the center down here. That doesn't look like a man that jiggles. That looks like a man that can run. Just can't find another.
Might jiggle a little.
Okay, a little jiggle with the run.
Timeout.
Type of play you like, Pat, with a team that has a lot of speed and over pursues.
This one, a Philadelphia timeout, so they'll have 2 left. 7-3, the Cowboys lead. I think you'd have to say a rather quick start.
Yeah, explosive.
Yeah.
You know, with Andy Reid, you know, he works off that script. He scripts the first 15 plays, and they spend a lot of time on each play reviewing every possible situation, every coverage, every defense. And so McNabb gets a good look at it on Friday.
McNabb outside to Pinkston. Quickly, he saw the blitz coming and unloaded. Edwards knocked him out of bounds.
I asked Andy Reid, you know, when he fell in love with the passing game. Because here's a guy that was an offensive lineman. You know, you think about the running game, you think that's what he'd like. But when he was at BYU, they had a bunch of very slow-footed average athletes that were beating UCLA and Texas A&M. And it was then that, learning under Lavelle Edwards, that the passing game was a great equalizer.
Pretty good teacher.
Yeah. A lot of wins.
That's Dorsey, 11. One of the pickups from Green Bay. No gain. Roy Williams up to make the hit.
One of the things that Andy's able to do in that passing game, Pat, is he gets 5 receivers out in patterns, more than any other team in the league right now. And a couple things have to happen for that to occur. Your offensive line has to be able to hold up. Those guys have got to be able to protect one-on-one. And today, it'll be interesting to watch because this is the best defensive front and best pass rushing team they've played against this year.
It helps if you have McNabb. That's James Thrash out of the backfield. When did he start playing running?
Well, you know, Andy had a lot of, he was working on a short week, he said. He didn't get any sleep.
Not that short.
Yeah, well, you know, no sleep Monday night, barely any sleep Tuesday night, so he said it's been a strange week for him.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, he came right off the train and went right to the facility, watched the Monday night game about 5 in the morning, and then he started getting ready for Dallas, and then he was into the day, and before he knew it, the day was over. And here's the fake.
Fake field goal. Akers gets the first down. Akers had it, but he thought he'd dive at the end of it to make sure. Juan Hawthorne knocked Akers out of bounds.
Now that's Coy Detmer, the holder, and he's running the old college option. And look at Akers dive. He's trying to make up for that missed tackle on the kickoff return. And remember 2 years ago, Pat, you did that game opening day, Dallas and Philadelphia, and he started that game off with an onside kick.
Yep. He's always got some little, I don't care if it is a short week, he's always got a few tricks.
Yeah, what a great call to get the crowd back in the game. Didn't want to start this game off attempting 2 field goals in a row.
A double reverse.
Yeah.
Akers dive.
James Thrash running the ball.
100-yard kickoff return by Dallas.
Maybe Andy needs more short weeks.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
A timeout, Philadelphia. That means they only have 1 left in the first half.
One of the areas that Donovan McNabb has really excelled in already this year and has been, and the Cowboys talked about it, was just in the red zone. Productivity and ability to score touchdowns, and they're in that area, that field right now. There it is, the 4 touchdowns. This year leads the NFC.
There are those who think that he is not accurate out of the pocket, but he has been and certainly was on Monday night.
Yeah.
That he has to be on the move to throw accurately. That's not necessarily true. He has hot days and cold days like everybody.
Yeah, but, you know, the ball's in his hands all the time, Pat. And you talk, you know, and here in Philadelphia, people are frustrated sometimes by the lack of accuracy. Around the league, if you start naming what quarterbacks are you most worried about, every team starts with McNabb.
You want to build a franchise. They'll say the same thing. McNabb. Pass complete.
Ball's out.
The ball's loose. That's Thrash, and it looks like the Cowboys might have a shot at it. They haven't. Recovered by Ekubon.
Well, the Cowboys get a lot of players to the football, and what you notice with this team is speed. And when you have speed, you get more players to the football. And that's what happened there when the ball got stripped out.
Hard to believe we still have 9 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first quarter. So Cowboys' first offensive possession. Emmitt Smith, remember, needs 6 carries to break Walter Payton's all-time rushing attempt record. He lines up deep in the backfield behind Thomas. Quincy Carter, the quarterback. To throw it. Behind Galloway.
You know, Emmitt was talking to us about the fact that he hasn't been real productive so far this year. He's learning a new offense in his 13th year. New steps, new scheme, and that's been said very tough to learn. And then he said he's seeing a lot of 8- and 9-man fronts. And the Eagles just started that play with the 9-man front and forced Quincy Carter to throw it on the first play.
Here's Carter back to throw again and throws up the middle. Bryant made the catch. Let's look at the Dallas offense led by Quincy Carter. The 11th start of his career. The offensive line, one of the bigger ones. Adams, Lair in place of Allen, Rod. Those that touch the ball, Emmitt Smith, Thomas, Bryant, Galloway, and Tony McGee, the tight end. The rest of the offensive line, rather. Solomon Page, the right tackle. Pass caught by Antonio Bryant. Near a first down yardage. The Eagle defense played so well the other night. Talking about that. That's the front four. Douglas Walker, Simon Whiting, Emmons, Levon Kirkland in the middle, and Sean Barber on the outside. Taylor, Dawkins, Bishop, and Benson. An outstanding secondary. Maybe the best in the league. Carter to Emmitt Smith. Emmitt had his biggest day ever right here at the vet. 237 yards.
1993. And, you know, it's funny. You talk to a guy that's been in the league as long as Emmitt. He can remember everything about those games.
Sure.
Remember, he was talking about the 4th and 1 game?
Yep.
Barry Switzer and had 2 shots on 4th and 1. He remembers how cold it was that day. And this is the career rushing day, 1993. He said it was a driving rainstorm in the second half of that one. But he said he's not going to miss Veterans Stadium.
His career against the Eagles is a career like some for everybody. Here comes the Dallas reverse. Antonio Bryant gets the carry and finds some room as Bryant. Fumble. Scramble. Right in front of the Eagle bench, and they were quick to start pointing in the other direction.
Fireworks continue.
Yeah.
31.
The Eagle ball. Bryant had plenty of yards for the first down and more in Eagle territory. Coughed it up, and the Eagles gets it back. First and 10 Eagles at their own 45. 8 takeaways they've had.
Well, look at this play here. Watch Quincy Carter, the cut block on Bobby Taylor. Nice form, gets him down, but the hustle of Bobby Taylor to come back. And that's what this defense is. It is a hustling, gambling defense, and Dawkins forces the fumble, and Taylor gets up off the ground and come back to recover.
The Eagles quickly with 4 wide receivers, 1 setback. And he gets the carry. Ryan Westbrook.
So far today, Pat, we've seen 3 different running backs carry it for the Eagles here. Deuce Staley started the game. Dorsey Levin's gotten carry, and Brian Westbrook got shaken up last Monday night with a little bit of an ab strain. But it's rare in this league that you can rotate 3 backs the way they do.
And they're all satisfied with that.
Satisfied with it. They're all very good receivers. And I think you got to be a better receiver than a runner in this offense now that they line up here in this play with 5 wide receivers.
4 wide outs. Lewis goes in motion. Up on the other side. McNabb. flag on the play on the far side of the field.
The first penetration that time from the Cowboys was by Leroy Glover, who will give both guards today, Brzezinski and Mayberry, fits.
He's so quick.
Come back against the Eagles here. Watch Glover here. He's in a wide three technique. Gets a good start on Mayberry. And he flushes McNabb up to step up. And that's going to be a big matchup today, is when the Eagles go 5 receivers, can the offensive line hold up?
Third and 11. 7-3 Dallas lead. A lot of action for a low score. Here's McNabb. Here comes the rush. Down he goes, Leroy Glover. Second sack of the day.
And Glover has the quickness that he could get separation in a phone booth. And right here against Brzezinski, he gets the takeoff. He's almost beating the snap. He's going to work the outside on Brzezinski, who's filling in for John and Wellborn. And you may have to see the Eagles go to extra protection now. Keep one of those backs in to get some protection. Like I said, they haven't seen a pass rush like the Cowboys yet this year.
Here's Reggie Swinton with another chance, but the ball goes into the end zone and out. Hunted by Sean Landetta. 63 yards, so he hasn't lost the gun in his leg. It's Larry Allen, not active today. What'd you say, a couple of ligaments?
Yeah, in his left ankle, he's got 2 ligaments that were torn. He was out there working it out before the game. Not a guy that misses many games. A little skull cannon in that left ankle, giving it a little action now.
Quincy Carter gives to Emmitt Smith. And that second carry is more successful than his first, about 7 yards.
Now that offensive line right now, you know, Matt Lair is in there, a second-year player out of Virginia Tech. He's at left guard. But it's a brand new offense for everybody. Flazell Adams at left tackle and a rookie center, Andre Gerard. And you have Kelvin Garman and Solomon Page on the right side. Guys that have played a fair amount of football within a new scheme, new offense, new terminology, and missed all of training camp. It's like the third preseason game for these guys.
Pass complete from Carter to Tony McGee.
Watch change.
The other guy in there right now for the Cowboys at fullback is Robert Thomas. I'm talking to Emmitt Smith about him. You know, for years it was Moose Johnston.
Yep.
And he was such a trust factor with Moose. You know, where to go, you know, exactly where he was going to take blocks on for Emmitt to cut off. And Emmitt is still trying to feel out Robert Smith, who missed most of last year with an injury.
Scott, the man in motion. Emmitt Smith. Struggling close to the 40. Sean Barber made the stop. Right now, let's go to Chris Myers in the Fox Network Center in Los Angeles for an update.
A little different for those Bears to be in front early in the game.
Yeah.
We saw them last week come from behind against the Falcons to win.
Bears are one of those teams, we saw them last week, that they may not look too good, but they hurt you.
Yeah. It's called winning ugly.
Carter. A shot up the middle to Tony McGee. It moves into Eagle territory. Quincy Carter looks sharp so far.
Well, he's gotten good protection. You know, Matt Lair at the left guard position right now. Taking on Darwin Walker, Hugh Douglas, he's just helping out. And that was a good seal. Allowed Quincy Carter to step up clean and see the middle of that field. That's something they couldn't do to him first week against Houston. No protection at all. A little bit better last week.
Carter back to throw it again, and again he throws, reads the blitz, hits Darnay Scott close to a first down.
And Quincy Carter, a little sharp on this drive.
Yeah.
Because you're right, Patty, he recognized and anticipated that blitz perfectly and hit the open area of the field, vacated by the blitzer. Going to come off this side right here. Emmitt does a good job of picking that up. And there, just where Blaine Bishop came from is where they sent the receiver.
First down, Cowboys. Pitch back to Emmett. Nothing there. Lost yardage out to the 35. Hugh Douglas, first man on the scene. So Emmett's one carry away to tie Walter Payton for the all-time rushing attempts.
You know, Emmett's made it clear that Payton was his idol, and he wanted to be a complete back, a receiver, a blocker, and a runner. And that's been his idol and inspiration throughout his career.
Tony McGee, Michael Wiley, beg your pardon, was the intended receiver, and he slipped down.
Yeah, you look, the turf monster got him.
Yeah.
You know, that pass looked a lot worse than it was. Carter was thrown into a spot, and Michael Wiley just tripped on this sport turf that's here in Philadelphia.
It brings up a 3rd and 14. Troy Hambrick checks in.
Cowboys big play receivers down at the bottom. Joey Galloway. They give him some help against Al Harris.
Quick pass to Galloway. Gets out of bounds at about the Eagle 29. Not enough for first. Al Harris knocked him out of bounds.
Odd call, wasn't it, Pat?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you look at this 3rd and 14. You're on the road. You want to give it a chance to get to the end zone. And that just tells me that all they want to do is get Quincy Carter some confidence early in the game. Get the ball out quickly. Don't have a chance to be sacked with the blitz and let that crowd and the whole thing that comes with the blitzing get on them early.
Billy Cundiff, the rookie from Drake, from 47 yards out. Norris the holder. Snap's good. He got it there. And it's good. Cundiff is good and gives the Dallas Cowboys a 10-3 lead over Philadelphia with 1:43 left in the first. For the Seahawks against the Giants. Gary Collins.
And, you know, Troy Vincent told us he thought that Spurrier would bounce back in Washington. And that's something to say because the Redskins never threatened once the entire night at FedEx Field last Monday.
There was some talk, magnified out of shape, I think, that Mariucci would be looking for revenge for the licking the 49ers took from the Redskins in Japan 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a factor.
Nah, you know, most of those guys that were scoring points are, you know, working at the local mall right now.
Yeah. 2 yards deep in the end zone is Brian Mitchell. And this time the coverage is better out to the 25. McNabb checks into the field, onto the field, and he's been under tremendous pressure so far from the Dallas defense.
Well, you know, he said that the Eagles like to get 5 receivers out. And right now, the Cowboys aren't blitzing. All they're doing is rushing their 4, and Leroy Glover, Greg Ellis, they're putting great pressure on, and they're winning one of those matchups each time.
They'll have to make some kind of blocking adjustment.
Yeah, we won't see 5 receivers out in the pattern. We'll see one of those running backs or a tight end stay in as they look down the field.
Thrash and Pinkston both split wide left, and the tight end Chad Lewis stays in. And the handoff is to do Staley. There's not much there.
Now this is a passing team. I think it's frustrating for a lot of people to see how much passing the Eagles do. They like to run it when they get the lead in the 4th quarter, but this is a passing league now. You know, we saw Rich Gannon throw it 64 times last week, and I think part of it is the excitement. But then I think the other part is it's too easy to stop the run in this league now. Drop a safety down, get an extra man into that area that you can't defend. And the Cowboys are doing it now here.
Think about what the Patriots did in the Super Bowl last year. McNabb almost caught from behind, keeps his balance and scrambles. Out of bounds in Cowboy territory at about the 46. Coakley knocked him out of bounds.
Well, Coakley was a teammate of his at the Pro Bowl this year, and the first thing he said about him was, man, that's a man. And he's 240 pounds now, and here's the strength, running right through the tackle of Greg Ellis. And then the speed. You know, he's their biggest running back they have.
Bigger than Coakley.
Yeah, bigger than Coakley.
A lot bigger.
Took a nice shot on the noggin there.
The Eagles move to a new stadium next year, not far from here, just across the parking lot. Here comes the blitz. Staley heads outside, bounces off a couple, and picked up a couple. Mario Edwards made the stop.
Actually, I think with the pressure that McNabb's been under, I think Andy Reid now off of his script, now just calling plays that haven't been rehearsed. Pretty good balance of running the football earlier in this game. And I'm a little surprised because the Cowboys have very young corners. Dwan Hawthorne here and Mario Edwards on the other side haven't been tested yet.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score: the Cowboys 10, the Eagles 3. Fox NFL Sunday from Philadelphia will continue after these messages. At Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. The Eagle fans are always boisterous. Is that kind to say?
Yeah, and Cowboy fans in this stadium have always tread kind of lightly.
Well, I think that's a wise decision.
Yeah, it is. I think the wiser decision is just to leave the Cowboy paraphernalia at home.
McNabb. Good coverage. Todd Pinkston, the target. Mario Edwards had him covered well.
Well, that was great coverage. And that's the first time they've gone after Mario Edwards. Now, this last week, they just released Bryant Westbrook, who was a big free agent signing. And they thought he could be a shutdown corner. And they never came around, never really recovered from that Achilles injury. Nice job of Edwards of beating Pinkston to the spot. Actually running the route better than Pinkston.
He looked like the intended receiver almost. Third down.
Here's our guy, Antonio Freeman, in motion in this situation.
Watch him. McNabb from behind. Sacked again. Greg Ellis kept after him.
They have the backup defensive line in there right now. Here's Ellis working off the corner against John Runyon. McNabb. And what they did on that play was they spied him with Dexter Coakley, spied Donovan McNabb with him. And then good coverage on Freeman. Took him away right away.
The third Dallas sack. Landetta's punt hangs knuckles. They should be in a position down in the D at about the 11. So Dallas will take over. Cowboys have put the pressure on McNabb.
They have. You know, the Cowboys defense made huge strides a year ago, becoming a top 10 defense in the league. And then they added a lot more speed this offseason. Both Leroy Glover, Kevin Hardy, and Roy Williams. Great speed. And then, you know, a chance now with Mike Zimmer, the defensive coordinator, to make some plays and turn some of those guys into playmakers. The other thing they have is 8 defensive linemen. And on a hot day like today, you're seeing them rotate all 8 of them, keeping the guys fresh.
And later on, that's going to help. It already has helped. Here's Carter back to throw it. Up into the pocket. Hurls it sidearm. Joey Galloway.
There you go, my man, right here. Quincy.
Quincy Carter adjusted his motion and got it in there.
They did, and working on Joey Galloway here against Bobby Taylor. Galloway, you don't see him run a lot of these kind of routes. Into the teeth of a defense over the middle. But Troy Vincent said that he is deceptively fast and smooth. And then when the ball's in the air, he has an extra gear that nobody else has.
That's a heck of a throw. First and 10. Emmitt Smith ties the record for number of carries, and he slips down in the process.
Well, that's one of many records that he's going to get before this season is over. Kind of interesting talking to Emmitt. You know, he's got over 170, 180 footballs that he's collected, all his touchdowns, and he's going to start auctioning them off. I mean, he's going to have a nationwide auction, raising money for a couple of different charities. And that's going to get started pretty soon. He's only going to keep 4 or 5 in his personal collection.
Some of those will be valuable. Here's Carter. Pass complete to Joey Galloway. Hit down immediately by Bobby Taylor. But he hung on.
Yeah, you said that, it's just time to start parting with it. He's got them all. They're all tagged, and he goes, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with all of these things, and all kinds of interest have been raised out there by auction houses. They're going to come in there, tag them, make sure that they're authentic.
Hard it, pass complete. No, incomplete. Had it a moment, and it came loose. Roy Vincent made the hit. Changing Emmett's shoes, you saw him slip on that record-tying attempt.
He said that this surface is slippery. And maybe the pair of shoes that he just took off, maybe they should auction those.
Maybe.
Seems like when he gets this rushing record, everything he touches is, he could do anything on one of those eBay sites and raise some money.
Micah Knorr back to punt. Brian Mitchell back deep for Philadelphia. Good kid. Good kid. At the 9. Mitchell out to the 25. Lewis Mackey down to make the stop. 56-yard punt, 16-yard return. 10-3. Dallas over the Eagles.
Sunday is brought to you by I Spy in theaters everywhere November 1st. By Goodyear, reminding you to take all your journeys on the wings of Goodyear. By KFC, there's fast food, then there's KFC. And by Ford, no boundaries.
Donovan.
Everywhere you go, Pat.
What's that?
Everywhere you go.
What did they
A
say?
fan club. Hello, Pat.
I thought they said hi, Brian.
They said that too.
Yeah.
They got it right though. Pat gets the first billing.
McNabb's pass is complete to James Thrash.
That's the first throw by McNabb today where he wasn't hurried. Going to a shorter drop, just a 3-step drop and getting the ball out fast. On Monday night you seen grabbing his arm and his hand and looked like he was in some kind of pain. Andy Reid even asked about him. He said it was just needed some Pepto-Bismol. Just a bad case of...
For a bad hand?
Yeah, it was like some bad case of gas.
Deuce Staley gets the carry. The crowd sounds like boos, but they're just saying Deuce. Coakley on the stop.
Taking a look down at the left tackle, Trey Thomas, who went to the Pro Bowl last year. He's got a good assignment here. Ecubon out there on the edge. And he said he doesn't like any help. He doesn't want anybody chipping or running backs over there. He said, it's my job to keep the backside protected.
McNabb pulls it down and he's going to take off. Good tackle. Good effort by Darren Woodson. For a game break right now, let's return to Chris Myers in Los Angeles.
Thanks, Pat.
The Bears.
Well, sometimes they look ugly, but they also have some weapons. Marty Booker caught 100 passes last year for Chicago, and he's their go-to guy.
They got a tough task. Every game being an away game. That's Staley straight ahead. The Deuce gets the call again.
The Cowboys have a new middle linebacker. Keith Adams is playing there. Dat Win out for a couple of weeks, and right now the Eagles, when they are running, are attacking right up the middle. And last week Adams played about 12 plays, but this is his 16th game this year. He played 11 games in NFL Europe in preseason, and now the regular season. So you can see, he's a little bit tired in there. They need a body there.
Well, they got another body in there now.
They do.
1st and 10. McNabb back to throw it. Bounces it in the direction of Chad Lewis. Ecubon again applied the heat.
Well, this time Trey Thomas does a good job on the outside. And McNabb got pressure from the inside. Here's running a little stunt this time, and he picks up little Tony Dixon on the outside. That time the Cowboys rushed 5, and McNabb again crushed and hit. This hit starts to add up after a while.
Yes, they do. 2nd and 10. McNabb drops. Pressure again. Trying to throw a screen pass. And Westbrook turned it from nothing into something.
You know, and the Eagles run more screens than any team in football, and they run it from a lot of different formations with a lot of people. And that's one way Westbrook can get his hands on it. And I think Westbrook has the type of speed that Charlie Garner had when he was in Philadelphia. And you're going to see that kid become a bigger part of this package as the season goes on. Because he came from a stop that time after catching the ball and then was able to really make a burst to get that first down.
At the 35, 1st and 10. McNabb. Lofton thrash. Beautiful. Got him.
I said that the Cowboys had some corners. Juan Hawthorne out here. It was just going to be a matter of time before the Eagles started going down the field. And Thrash just ran right by him. And this pass is perfect by McNabb. Dropped it right in the breadbasket.
Did he ever?
Boy, no margin for error. A perfect throw. Good coverage by Hawthorne. But a perfect throw will beat great coverage most of the time.
Akers for the extra point. Is good. And it's 10-10. 9 minutes, 4 seconds left to play in the first half at the Vet. Dallas 10, Philadelphia 10. Scoring drive, 7 plays, 75 yards. Thrash, 35-yard touchdown and a catch from McNabb. Pat Summerall with Brian Baldinger, Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Are you an Eagle fan or a Cowboy fan? You played for both of them.
You know, when I moved here to Philadelphia, Pat, I said that if you become a Cowboy fan here, it's a result of bad parenting. I had to change my allegiance.
Well, you still got a farm, though, outside Dallas, don't you?
I still get back there a little bit.
That's Michael Wiley, and good return. Barry Gardner made the stop, but the Cowboys take over in pretty good shape. 10-10 tie.
Is brought to you by Ford. No boundaries.
Quincy Carter so far 8 of 11. Joey Galloway 3 catches.
Joey Galloway is their deep threat so far. Couple catches, but nothing deep on him.
Emmitt Smith with new shoes is the deep back. And they drop it to Emmitt. First down and more.
Back to the touchdown here. I said that the Eagles were going to have to give extra protection in order to have McNabb have time. On the outside is going to be Chad Lewis helping out John Runyon. You see McNabb all kinds of time, able to find James Thrash.
Emmitt Smith, after that pass reception, was hitting the right leg, and he's down. Emmitt, as you recall, or maybe you do, in the golden days in Dallas, he was an outstanding pass receiver.
Yeah, he was catching 60 passes a season. Kind of forgotten about it. His right leg got
Right
caught.
leg.
Yeah. Caught underneath the tackle of Levon Kirkland. And that's a load. I mean, that's the Eagles' biggest defensive player is Levon Kirkland.
What's he, 290, 280?
Oh, no, Pat. That's 290 a couple years ago. You know, he's 300.
And a linebacker.
Yeah.
Emmitt had just tied
You see, it's what
the
you're
record.
talking about.
Yep.
What you're talking about there, Pat. I mean, during those years of winning 3 Super Bowls, he was catching 60 balls a year in that 5 years.
Key receiver. We asked Dave Campo about that last night. He said he took him out so he didn't have to take the punishment of pass protection when they were passing situations.
Yeah, they were putting Troy Hambrick in that situation.
And Hambrick is the deep back now. He gets the carry. Hambrick goes about 240.
No, Levon Kirkland was one that made the tackle on Emmitt Smith, and he's a guy that was brought in here basically to stop the run. They were trying to to replace Jeremiah Trotter. They're doing it with a couple different players right now. Kirkland's the guy in there on first and second down, calls all the signals. Came from Seattle, and he still plays the run very well. And today, this is his kind of game with two backs in the backfield. None here today on this play. Now he's in pass coverage with nobody in the backfield.
Nobody back. Carter tried to run a quarterback draw. Darwin Walker made the stop. He had some ground if he had gotten away from Walker.
Well, he's got strong hands, this kid. I mean, his parents own a construction company. And from age 10, you know, he was hauling up mortar and bags, and he just, that's the inexperience of the offensive line there. Matt Lair and Gerard just not together.
Walker, you're talking about with the strong hand.
Yeah, and that's where he pulled him down with those mitts. He's the most explosive player on this Eagle team.
Emmitt Smith's back. Carter's back. Pass caught. Darnay Scott out of bounds inside the Eagle 40, or just about at the 40.
That's the second, third and long today, Pat, that this Cowboys offense have just thrown a 4-yard pass where they're not even trying to get the ball down the field to Joey Galloway.
Our friend, the new coach in Washington, would not do that. Mr. Spurrier would throw it downfield.
Yeah. They didn't get many opportunities the other night.
Oh, he didn't.
Yeah, the Eagles are all over those quarterbacks. It's last Monday night.
Nor back to punt. I wonder if they think about faking. Guess not. Punt sails into the end zone. They'll bring it back to the 20. 39-yard kick. Ryan Mitchell was back there around it. Emmitt Smith back changing shoes again.
Yeah, he said that this turf, he said he had to try out about 4 or 5 different pairs to see which was right. And we've seen him slip on the turf today. We've seen him, get hurt on this turf today.
Here's McNabb handing off to Deuce Staley. This October will be filled with spellbound days and mystical nights as sports' biggest month comes to Fox. Baseball's divisional series kickoff with up to 125 hours of October's magical matchups. Thrilling NFL showdowns, exciting baseball playoff action. No other network will broadcast more sports in a single month this year than Fox. Magical matchup. Mystical nights.
Mystical nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little extracurricular that time.
Yeah. Flag on the play. Dwan Hawthorne, excuse me. Todd Pinkston.
Here comes Roy Williams coming up after the whistle had blown.
Forward progress is ruled on the play. At the end, personal foul. Number 28, unnecessary roughness, slams the player to the ground. First down.
I thought that was the idea, bring the guy to the ground, right?
I think they identified the wrong guy.
Yeah, they did. That was Hawthorne that threw it, not Darren Woodson.
Right. It was Hawthorne with Roy Williams, a late assist. Close to midfield. The Eagles have it at their own 49. 10-10 tie. McNabb fake to Staley. Going deep. Incomplete. Flag on the play. Intended for Pinkston. Mario Edwards. Close. Very close. Well, there's such a fine line between good coverage and pass interference. It's 50-50 most of the time.
Yeah, this is going to be defensive pass interference. The Eagles going to get the ball at the 1-yard line. The Eagles had 3 receivers to the left side, running them all on a post pattern at different levels. Pinkston was the deepest.
Pass interference. Number 28, defense. That's a first down.
They got Darren Woodson again. It was a Darren Woodson.
There's Pinkston behind Mario Edwards, and you see that the grab of the jersey trying to slow him down. That's what they're looking at.
He just put his right hand on his shoulder. That's a 49-yard penalty, and that's pretty good coverage.
It's even better when you're grabbing the back of his jersey.
Yeah. McNabb fakes to Staley. Fires in the end zone. Flag. Chad Lewis, the intended target. But a flag on the play.
What is this, 3 plays in a row for a Dallas penalty?
Yes.
Now we had the unnecessary roughness by Hawthorne. Pass interference by Edwards, and now in the end zone. Dave Campo may blow up after this.
He just might.
There's no infraction for illegal contact. The quarterback was out of the pocket. It's an incomplete pass. Second down.
Well, that saved him from blowing up.
It's still seething. At the 2. McNabb has Staley deep. 2 tight ends set up. Fakes to Staley, takes off on his own, and he's in. I got it. And I'm going to take it in. He held the ball up in his hand.
Almost unbelievable that you wouldn't have a man that just mirrors Donovan McNabb in this situation.
Against him?
Yeah. I mean, everybody bites up here on the fake. They all get wadded up in there, and it's almost too easy for McNabb. And not seeing any of those classic dunks over the goalpost that we used to see after the touchdowns. It was too far away to get to the goalpost.
Well, he looked so casual with that one. Akers' extra point is good. The Eagles lead 17-10. 5 minutes, 21 seconds left to play in the first half. McNabb's touchdown gives the Eagles the lead by 7.
Lead block by Deuce Staley.
Yep.
Give him the corner. Watch Deuce come up here and take on the outside force. Good cut block at the point.
They were penalized. The Cowboys were 64 yards in that drive by the Eagles.
Yeah, it makes those drives pretty easy.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know about some of those calls either, Pat. I mean, they're kind of touchy. Juan Hawthorne with the personal foul slamming.
Well, you wonder when they can't get the right guy.
Yeah, they can't get the right guy's number out. 2 plays in a row.
Akers and Reggie Swinton. Michael Wiley back deep for Dallas.
McNabb slowly taking this game over.
Akers approaches. Better kick. Swinton. 8 yards deep, will stay there. Wisely.
Made up for that last kickoff.
Yeah.
There it is. I mean, that's a good day's work already, just halfway through the second quarter.
Rushing 60, passing 82.
We met with him on Friday. He had just gotten out of his Friday massage. He had to get an extra one this week because of the short week. But this whole physical fitness program that he's on, he takes it serious. You know, he's maintaining that 240 pounds. Last week, Champ Bailey at Washington didn't want any part of him in the open field.
Just sort of walked away.
Yeah.
There's Quincy Carter. Intended for Robert Thomas. Another flag down.
Hugh Douglas forced that hold. Good penetration inside.
Flozell Adams has Hugh Douglas. Double dose.
Here's Hugh Douglas on the outside. Comes inside that time.
Number 66, offense. That penalty is declined.
Actually, that's not a bad job by Adams.
Face mask. number 76, offense.
He turned Douglas over to somebody else and picked up another one.
Instead of goal, first down.
Dallas has been penalized 3 times for 74 yards.
Well, there's no 66 out there. There's a 68 Matt Blair who held Hugh Douglas.
Right.
We'll straighten it out up here. And Hugh gets the people on their feet.
Emmett can't hear the play.
That just makes the people get louder.
Too much time.
Cowboys have lost 13 of their last 14 games on the road.
That penalty marker is becoming the Yellow Rose of Texas.
Delay game. Defense.
Delay of the
Nose
game.
guard, an abrupt move trying to cause a false start on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Yes.
The only yellow flag that's not on the ground.
They pull the offensive line offside. A false start by the defensive line. 1st and 15. Carter to Emmitt Smith. And that just gave Emmitt Smith the record. And they took the ball out of play. Threw it over the sideline. Emmett now is the new record holder in rushing attempts, 3,839. Amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Amazing. How it can be that durable. It has been that durable.
Big bull legs on him. Takes good care of himself.
Carter. Pass is caught, I think, by Galloway. That's a heck of a catch.
Talking about Emmitt Smith, that time good pass protection. Giving Quincy Carter time to step up to make that throw. Always thought he was a good blocker.
Emmett. Oh, he always has been.
Yeah, good blocker. I mean, here he is up at the top. Coming in and picking up the blitz. Just take that shoulder right into Ryan Dawkins. Just gets enough of him. Trying to knock him off the edge.
Slipped again.
Still can't get those shoes right.
Still got some yards. Hugh Douglas and LeVon Kirkland. There's the ball that just established the record.
I got to do it back up.
What they're doing to it.
Well, they're deflating it, first of all, and then I think they authenticate it. I mean, they tag it. Well, they pump it back up, huh?
Shouldn't it be pumped anyway?
Yeah, they took the air out, now they put it back in. They got a guy with a suit doing it, too.
Yeah, well dressed.
Official.
Well-dressed pumper. Here's Emmett. Inside the 40, about the 42, about a yard shy of a first.
Let him get up. That ball is always in his left hand. It says that the only things he does with his left hand is carry the football and shoot pull. Pretty good pull. But the other thing is it's always good ball security. He's fumbled very few times. That leather has slipped out of those mitts. Very few. I guess that's the official tag of the record.
I know he plays golf right-handed. Writes right-handed. He hits it a long way, by the way.
Yeah, he does. That's a powerful drive.
Spun close to a first down. I don't think he got it. Hugh Douglas on the bottom of the pile. He's close, though.
They haven't been good on 3rd and short this year. They missed 3 opportunities last week. 0 for 3 coming into the season on 3rd and 1.
This one's close enough to measure, I think. Well done, Emmett.
I think they got to tag this football on to
I think this
see
is
if it's
an
a first down.
Official timeout. Here comes the measurement.
Players Quincy Carter and Joey Galloway all tangled up.
I didn't think he got it.
No. Remember those 4th and 1 games
bench
here?
Wants to go, and here comes Quincy Carter. Oh yeah. I remember a 4th and 1 here.
Yeah, a couple of them. Emmett talked about it last night to us.
It was 4th and 1, and they went for it, but they ruled, and it didn't make it.
Yeah, 2-minute warning.
They ruled that the 2-minute warning had happened before the play started, so they got another shot at it. They ran the same play, and it didn't make it again.
And they must have just talked about that, because now they're sending the punting team on.
And Mike Honor will punt it to Brian Mitchell.
He blows your whistle.
Coming up on the Visa halftime report from Ford Field in Detroit. New Ford Field in Detroit. J.B. Terry, Howie, and Jimmy Johnson will have scores and highlights from around the league. Plus our Fox Sports ticker will have up to the second stats. That's all coming up on the Visa halftime report. Later. Mitchell. We'll get the 2-minute warning. Derek Ross was down on the coverage. I thought he might get flagged, but he didn't.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Gateway. Check out the new incredibly fast all-in-one Gateway Profile PC, only from Gateway.
Icebreaker Ol-Attack is powered by 6 diesel engines. Sometimes, however, it needs a 7th diesel. The Ford Super Duty Power Stroke. It's packed with 525 pound-feet of torque, more than any truck of its kind on Earth. Ford F-Series, the world's best-selling truck 25 years running, has no boundaries.
2 minutes left in the first half. Philadelphia 17, Dallas 10. Eagles have 1 timeout left.
They've been good at the end of the first half in their first 2 games, gotten field goals in each game against Tennessee and then Washington on Monday night. I think one of the things that's helped them here in the last couple of drives is they've really added some extra pass protection, keeping the tight end in, keeping the back in. And McNabb has been protected just a little bit better these last 2 series.
Four wide receivers. Let's see if that offensive line can keep him out. McNabb quickly. Antonio Freeman. McNabb in a hurry. They got about 5 on that completion. McNabb back. Pinkston. First down catch for Philadelphia. Mario Edwards, the defender.
Well, protection's a lot easier when you're getting rid of the football as quickly as McNabb is now.
No huddle. McNabb back. A little bit deeper this time. Pass caught by James Thrash. Another Philadelphia first down. Hawthorne, the defender. A timeout for the Eagles.
Boy, McNabb looks comfortable. Cowboys came with the blitz. Deuce Staley picked it up. McNabb read it perfectly one-on-one on the outside against Hawthorne. And broke the route off for just a little bit. So he drives the defender out, and then he cuts back, and the ball's already been in the air. That's a timing route. You don't see a lot of McNabb throw those kind of timing routes where he's actually throwing the ball before the receiver makes his break. Right on the money. All three of these passes here. Watch Stu Staley come up here and take on Kevin Hardy. Good protection. Remember, they were trying to get all 5 receivers out early in this game, and the protection was breaking down. Now they're keeping either a tight end or a back end, and that seems to be helping.
1:04 left. No timeouts left for Philadelphia.
There you go, Tom.
It's a big game for both teams. The divisional game, both of them 1-1, as is the whole division.
Well, both of them stumbled week 1, and then you get your feet back underneath you. You get to feel good about yourself week 2, but you want to continue.
No backs, 3-man rush by Dallas. At least that's all they're showing immediately, and that's all that counts. McNabb, incomplete.
Ooh, he had a couple guys open,
yes,
too.
he did. Deuce Staley, the target.
You know, they've said that they've kicked field goals at the end of each half in the first 2 games, and for David Akers, he's already made a 51-yarder today. You got to get to about the 35-yard line. You know, you start thinking about his range. They need to gain about, just a little over 20 yards here to get to his range.
Joey Galloway of the Cowboys has already gone to the locker room. I don't know if he's injured or just needs some rest. McNabb back to throw it. Chased by Greg Ellis. Dumps it. Chad Lewis, I think, made the catch. He did.
The big thing, he's got out of bounds to stop the clock.
Yeah.
Sometimes McNabb just, sometimes the ball just comes right off his palm and not off his fingers. That's just lack of concentration at the end of the play.
52 seconds left. 4 wideouts for Philadelphia this time. No backs as Lewis moves. He'll stay in block momentarily. Staley out of bounds quickly. Stops the clock with 46 seconds left.
Working the sidelines, getting the ball out of bounds. This is textbook.
It really is.
Yeah. Between 7 and 10 yards away from being in Akers field goal range, but you got to get to right about here. But I don't think the Eagles are going to settle for a field goal here. I think they'll take a shot down the field and a shot to the end zone before they settle for any kind of a field goal.
46 seconds left. McNabb under pressure. Chased by Glover, threw it away.
4 years of starting, you start to get pretty smart. You buy your time, you get out of there, and then you get out of the pocket where it can't be intentional grounding, and you just flip the ball away and you go to the next down. Leroy Glover gets in there first. Smart. A couple years ago, he probably wouldn't have done this.
He would have run.
Taken a hit and probably stayed in bounds and run the clock.
The clock would have run out. McNabb is 5 out of 7 on this drive. Keeps protection in this time. Pass caught. Close to the sideline.
Ball, give me a ball.
By Chad Lewis, and he got out of bounds.
Back up.
We've got a chance to convert this 3rd down. Look for him to throw it to the sideline. Pinkston all alone down here.
That's right.
Flag on the play. Tom White.
Delay game. Defense kicked the ball after it was on the ground. The 5-yard penalty. That's a first down.
Well, now they've got it in range.
Yeah, and they also get a first down on here. See, here's
Clock was running.
ball set now. Oh, here's he coming back into play. That was Kevin Hardy. Looked like it was unintentional, just getting back across the line of scrimmage and trying to get set. But the Eagles get a first down, and they'll get
snap, right.
one or two shots to the end zone.
Yep, and they're close to range for Akers. At the Dallas 31, McNabb in the pocket. The pass is caught by Freeman. Antonio Freeman. We've seen him do that so many times in different colors, but a clutch catch. McNabb stops the clock with 4 seconds to go, and we'll get Akers. Flag on the play.
There is no play. Defense, offsides. The offense was set, and they were still on this side of the ball. It'll be half the distance to the goal. Remains first down.
They're going to get it right here before the end of the day. There is a penalty, but that play and the catch by Freeman was set up because of the penalty by Kevin Hardy the play before. Got him the first down, a chance to get down the field.
The kick, you mean?
Yeah, the kick ball.
69-88.
So Akers looked like he was going to have to be out close to midfield from 20 yards out. Akers pumps it through. Now that's the end of the first half with the score: the Cowboys 10, the Eagles 20. Fox NFL Sunday will continue from Ford Field in Detroit with JB, Terry, Howie, Jimmy Johnson, and the Visa halftime report after these messages.
When Brianna's dog brings shame to the Mack family, there's only one thing to do.
Pop the doll out, man.
And only one guy to do it.
This cannot come back to me, Joy. No body, no evidence.
Someday, I'm gonna ask you for a favor.
But will Bernie end up sleeping with the fishes?
He had one job to do and he couldn't even do that.
Ice Cube guest stars on Bernie Mac. All new, followed by a new episode of Cedric on the new Fox Wednesday.
Dharma and Greg, coming to weeknights at 6 on Fox.
How many reasons do you need to get into a Chrysler car or minivan? How about zero? Because now for a limited time, you can get 0% financing for 60 months on most 2002 Chrysler vehicles, which could save you up to $6,700 depending on model. Plus, to make this great offer even better, it's backed by our 770 powertrain limited warranty. So get to your Chrysler dealer today, because with 0% financing and our 770 limited warranty, there's no reason not to.
See your Key States Chrysler dealer, home of the official cars of the Philadelphia Eagles.
To put your head and heart into every business decision. That's why you're here. Yeah. To share that responsibility with you every day. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. Sovereign Bank, online or at your Sovereign Community Banking office.
We'll be the first to tell you, there's nothing that remarkable about the back seat of a Nissan Altima. Until you realize how far away it is from the front seats. The 2003 Nissan Altima, thoughtfully equipped at $18,999. See it at your Nissan dealer.
We're a country that loves competition. If somebody starts mixing it up, we're there. You gotta love the idea of car and driver putting the top 4 pickups up against each other. And we gotta love the fact that Dodge won. Yep, Dodge Ram is #1 over Chevy, Ford, and Toyota. When you're buying a pickup, you can't go wrong putting your money on the only pickup with 4 full-size doors and a full-size bed. Dodge Ram. Grab Dodge's 770 powertrain limited warranty plus $2,000 cash allowance or 0% financing. Ford, Chevy, and Toyota don't match this.
The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
And it's an enthusiastic crowd on hand here at Ford Field in downtown Detroit. They'll be here for the game coming up later today. The Lions hosting the Green Bay Packers as we bring you the rest of the halftime scores. Right now, Philadelphia and a penalty play first half for the Dallas Cowboys leading.
First kickoff return for a touchdown for the Dallas Cowboys since Jimmy Johnson's last year with the Cowboys as their head coach. Reggie Swinton returns this kickoff 100 yards for the touchdown. Cowboys go on top over the Eagles 7-3. Back comes McNabb down the right sideline, man-to-man. Bump and run to the fly route to James Thrash. Our takeoff, 10-all. 2-point conversion. McNabb inside fake. Everybody goes inside. Outside goes McNabb. 20-10 now. Eagles over the Cowboys. Cowboys with 7 penalties in the first half.
Emmitt Smith now.
Saints back. Guns it to the... That's right. 20-14. Bears over the Saints at the half. Carolina, JB, Rodney Peete had not thrown for a 300-yard game in 10 years till last week versus the Lions. Having another pretty good game, but look at this. Corey Chavis steps in front, picks this pass off, returns it 33 yards deep into the Viking territory. Minnesota up by 7. Bit inside from 1 yard. Touchdown. There's that 7, and it's still 7. You know what? Panthers a much improved football team. Not a very exciting game, though.
Dolphins trying to snap an 8-game losing streak to the New York Jets on top by 10. That game at the half. Chiefs, the oldest squad in the NFL, nursing a 1-point lead over the defending Super Bowl champions. Tim Couch did start for the Browns, but the Titans on top 21-7 in that contest, and the Colts blanking the Houston Texans by the score of 13-0. That game in the third period of play. Dallas and Philadelphia. Talking about it, Jimmy.
Well, I think Quincy Carter's really playing a fine ball game. He's been very efficient. Special teams have kept him in the ball game, but they've had a lot of penalties, and those penalties come from the aggressiveness. They're playing with a lot of heart. They're really giving a great effort. Campo's got them playing.
Well, if they've learned anything, the Dallas Cowboys from week 1 playing the Houston Texans, it's such a game of high emotion, and Dallas is certainly playing with a great deal of emotion, but Quincy Carter's had an efficient game, but they can't seem to sustain drives. 1 for 5 on third down, and if it's not for special teams, you just get the feeling that Philadelphia is on the verge of breaking the thing open.
Well, they haven't been able to run the football so far, Dallas have, but I have been impressed with Quincy Carter standing in the pocket. I thought the Eagles would come after him more, but when they have made their blitzes at him, JB, the blocking scheme of the Cowboys has been efficient. He stepped up. He's 11 for 14, a little over 100 yards in the first half.
Glad to see that you will acknowledge if, in fact, the brother's having a pretty good first half, huh?
He ain't got nothing to do with him being a brother. He's playing good football.
Oh, they didn't hear you doing a commercial break. Go ahead, Jimmy.
He's an interesting quarterback. Sometimes he is really accurate, and sometimes he'll throw it 10 feet over the receiver's head.
Interesting quarterback. I like that.
Interesting quarterback. Now you can tell by his expression what he was really thinking. Absolutely. Glad they can't tell with me. Back to Dallas and Philly after this.
Visa is proud to celebrate the fans this season. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
It happens every October. Sports' biggest month of the year takes flight. Fortunes are turning. Momentum is shifting. October's magical matchups begin with the Division Series only on Fox.
Fox Tuesday. Donna gets banished to Catholic school.
What? I'm prepared to fight this with every fiber of my being.
I'm gonna have to lock him in his room and poke his eyes out.
An all-new That 70s Show. Then, That 70s Show's Wilmer Valderrama rolls into an all-new Grounded. And Hollywood goes extreme on an all-new Fox special. Can bad boy Dennis Rodman survive driving his car off a cliff? Celebrity Daredevils live. It all starts at 8, 7 Central, Fox Tuesday.
I took acting classes in New York City, and in the morning from 6 to 1:30, I would work at the Marriott World Trade Center. Death just passed me by. And here I am, coming out of collapsing building, and I'm still in one piece. I'm like, somebody's looking out for me. And suddenly, I walk by this Air Force recruiting office, and I'm like, boom, I want to be part of this mission against terrorism. September 11th is like, let me know that I would sacrifice myself for other people.
The Eagles lead the Cowboys 20-10, and we'll return to Philadelphia for the start of the second half after these messages from your local Fox station.
October's magical matchups begin with the Division Series on Fox.
Your morning news, traffic, and weather 30 minutes earlier on Fox Morning News and Good Day Philadelphia.
They say the best things in life are free. Well, right now, every new 2002 Ford comes with no payments till 2003. Every car, truck, and
Freedom should be accessible to everyone. That's why we're giving you 0% financing on every new Jeep vehicle. That's 100% of our entire 2002 and 2003 Jeep lineup. And to make these deals even better, you get the peace of mind of our 7-year or 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. But hurry, because while freedom lasts forever, 0% financing won't. See your Key States Jeep dealer.
Thanks. Come back again.
Here we go. Get the action going.
About time you got a new TV.
Don't even start with me.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Folding seats, loads of space. If you love it, Chrysler TT Cruisers got the way to hold it.
$10, it's not gonna fit. It's gonna fit.
But he certainly got Donovan McNabb certainly got the ship righted in the second quarter.
Yeah, I think so, Pat. You know, it's just his game. He's picked things up now here in the second quarter, and he's been dominant. The Cowboys don't have an answer for him. He's got 220 of their 270 total yards, and here he has just been. He was sacked early in this game. They had some protection problems. They recognized that the 5 guys up front couldn't handle it. He's got 60 rushing yards. He's the best running back on the field today. And then he's been very accurate with the ball, especially from the pocket. Big touchdown pass.
The Eagles are just about set to kick off to begin the second half. Akers.
Well, there he is in the pocket, Pat. You know, almost perfect in the pocket again. And that's what he always said he wanted to do. He didn't want to be this running quarterback, and he didn't want to be this hybrid, didn't want to be a slash. He wanted to beat teams from the pocket, and he's learning how to do that. And he's so comfortable in there now. Of course, when he gets out of there, he's not too bad either. I mean, the biggest running back on the field today, and the best running back on the field so far.
Reggie Swinton brought a kick back 100 yards. Put the Cowboys on the board. Another good kick by Akers, but Swinton will have a chance from the 1 this time. And again, he's got a pocket. Inside the 37, out to almost the 38-yard line for Reggie Swinton. Damian Douglas made the stop.
Pat, looking at Quincy Carter, the stats aren't bad in the first half, but they have not gone down the field yet today. Now, they've had success in the first 2 games with play-action passes, especially to Joey Galloway. And they have to have the big play because right now the Eagles are not allowing them to run the football. Putting 8 guys up there. Emmitt Smith's having a hard time getting going. And that means that you've got to get the ball down the field. Now I would think they would come out here and get that right away.
Carter back. Not up the field, incomplete. Antonio Bryant. The intended receiver. Darwin Walker, by the way. Excuse me, Bryant, injured.
Well, the Eagles with almost 300 yards of offense in the first half. McNabb, 220 of those. And then the other thing is that the penalties really hurt the Cowboys. I mean, about most of those on one drive that led to a touchdown. Darwin Walker, last Monday night's really a one-man wrecking crew in that middle of the defensive line. Gets up a little hobble.
Remember he got hurt in the first half.
Yep. Here he is on the rush. Coming right through. That was a hold that they didn't call, and the rookie Gerard threw him to the ground. And just talking to Darwin Walker's coach, Jimmy Johnson, said that's the one area of his game that if he can improve, that is staying off the ground. Kind of flops around every once in a while. If he stays off the ground, he's going to be a dominant force.
That Jimmy Johnson is not the one with Fox in Detroit. Here comes the blitz, and Carter just unloaded. And they had a clear shot at him. Two blitzers up the same gap. That's what they feared.
You see 93, Kirkland, and you think that's got to be a defensive lineman. And then when he's chasing a quarterback like that. But here he is. Just an extra pass rusher. And the Cowboys, I mean, Emmitt Smith just got a flag on him. A little slow to recognize that blitz. Thought that would be a big issue today is how the Cowboys handled the Eagles blitz.
Darwin Walker is back. Oh, the injury went away in a hurry. 3rd and 10. They got to put it upfield now. Joey Galloway, that might be a little shy of a first. It's going to be close.
He doesn't get this bad. He's going to be about a half a yard short.
Here comes the punting unit, so the Cowboys concede. Micah Knorr heads out. Your numbers are going to look good if you don't throw the ball up the field.
Yeah, you got easier completion passes.
Your percentages are going to be good.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the yardage.
Well, you know, the big stat is touchdowns, and they're not even close to really attempting anything like that so far.
Eagles by 10 as Knorr is back to punt. Brian Mitchell deep for Philadelphia. Not his best. Mitchell still on his feet to the 35. He's always been a scrapper and one of the most dangerous return men ever to play. 39-yard punt, 16-yard return. 20-10 Eagles.
All rise.
I'm open over here.
Around here, there's no pie chart to measure progress.
The muscles are sore.
The muscles are sore from the job, not the gym.
The resumes are built one story at a time.
And the company car actually works for a living.
The Toyota Tundra, better from the ground up.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens. Bright copper kettles and warm wooden mittens. Silver white winters that melt into spring. These are a few of my favorite things. These are a few of my favorite things.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Coors Light. It's up and it's good. Coors Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL. Rock on.
Back at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Eagles ball. 1st and 10 at their own 35. They win by 10. Excuse me, Brian.
Yeah, you know, Andy Reid's first big decision. He came on board in '99 was who to take with the second pick in the draft. And they had those quarterbacks that were all up there, you know, Couch and McNabb and Smith and Culpepper. And No, you didn't know back then who was going to be the best. I mean, Cade McNown and Achilles Smith, but McNabb is clearly the leader of that group, and it was a smart decision by Andy.
McNabb to thrash. On Hawthorne, the defender.
Yeah, they're going after those young corners. Dwan Hawthorne, who, is a little guy, and they wanted to upgrade it when they brought in Bryant Westbrook in the offseason. He didn't work out throughout training camp, and Mario Edwards on the other side. They've got a great defensive line. They've got good linebackers. They have to get stronger at corner. Hawthorne's keeping everything in front of them here for the most part.
McNabb under pressure gets away from it. Antonio Freeman still on his feet in the end zone. He was wide open, and McNabb found him.
Yeah, Freeman's used to scoring touchdowns in Green Bay and doing a Lambeau leap. It's a little hard here at the vet.
A little high.
Yeah. Let me go get that football. And McNabb's vision keeps getting bigger and better in this offense. Coming across here, Freeman. Total breakdown in the secondary by the Cowboys.
Yeah.
That wide open, and then there's a horrible job of getting a body on him.
Akers for the extra point. 27-10 Eagles. No Lambeau leap. A wise choice.
The first rule of investing? Diversify. A good way to do it? Spiders. Spiders are all the stocks of the S&P 500 in one share. Instant diversification. Low fees and taxes, too. Spiders. Listed on the American Stock Exchange. Details at 1-800-THE-AMEX.
The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety subjected full-size pickups to their crash test, a test performed at even higher speeds than those conducted by the government. In the end, Tundra earned the highest overall safety rating for full-size pickups. Toyota Tundra. When we say better from the ground up, we mean a lot better.
October's magical matchups begin with the Division Series. Only on Fox.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Look at the last 4 possessions for Philadelphia.
Yeah, and good offenses score quickly. In this last one, touchdown in 2 plays.
Akers set to kick it off. Reggie Swinton deep. Swinton from the 5 this time. Just outside the 25. Good coverage.
Watch this over here, and watch Darren Woodson and everybody converge on this and allows Freeman to come across. Complete breakdown in the secondary. They go to a 3 deep here. Nobody picks up Freeman. And it's strange because everybody knows his reputation is across the middle of the field. You'd think that you'd have somebody keep an eye on him, and his role in this offense looks like it gets bigger and bigger every week.
That's his first touchdown as an Eagle. 1st and 10 Dallas at their own 26. They got to get something on the board. Here's Carter. Deflected. Sean Barber got a hand on it. Intended for Galloway.
Antonio Freeman was out there and just available for any team to take in the league. He was released by Green Bay, and Andy Reid was kind of thinking there must be something wrong. You know, why wouldn't somebody take this guy? And he was happy with Freddie Mitchell as his third receiver and slot receiver. But he came in here and immediately McNabb had a comfort level with him. I think that the big part is it's going to make Freddie Mitchell better because he keeps learning watching one of the best slot receivers ever play.
Antonio Bryant makes the reception. Blaine Bishop on the tackle.
Cowboys go to a hurry-up offense.
Hambrick got it on the bounce and got a couple. Darwin Walker out to make the stop.
You don't get many bounces like that.
No.
Funny shaped football.
Darwin Walker back 3 times after having his ankle retained. He's tougher than the government mule.
What is that, Pat?
It's tough.
Yeah, it is.
And stubborn.
Stubborn as a mule. I've heard that one before. Weren't you the lead in New Year's Day parade one time? You had a ride on a mule?
Yes, in El Paso.
Yeah, you and your buddy Tom Brookshire?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
It went long. We lost the mule.
We lost the mule, huh? You have one of those hats on out there in El Paso?
Yeah. Brookie, who's still a good friend, Tom Brookshire. Of course, is still a hero here in Philadelphia.
Andy Reid's neighbor.
He and Jack Whitaker came by to say hello earlier. Flag on the play.
Really came after Carter that time.
Against Philadelphia.
Offside, number 53. Defense, it's a 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
That's going to be 3rd and short now. The Cowboys haven't been good on 3rd and short this year. Andy Reid, Brookshire's neighbor, he's taking up squash.
Yeah.
He was squashing Brookshire. I'd like to see what that squash racket looks with Andy Reid. Looks like that pencil.
He's agile, I bet.
Yeah, okay.
I think you better get out of the way. Might be some hinders in that game.
Brookie's a tough guy, but he doesn't want to get squeezed next to the board with that man. Bootleg.
Quincy Carter out of bounds. He got the first down. Bobby Taylor over there to herd him out of bounds.
You haven't seen Quincy Carter out of the pocket much today. A lot of people think that he's a scrambling. He's really a pocket quarterback. And he's not really as mobile as some people think. And that's where he really wants to try to improve. But the protection hasn't been great with that offensive line minus Larry Allen and still trying to work themselves back into shape, learning a new offense. And with that, Joey Galloway hasn't had a chance to get down the field deep.
There was a time when Quincy Carter looked to throw to the first target. Ball is down loose, still loose, and the Eagles finally fall on it. Brian Dawkins. Carter pumped. Carter's going right out of his hand.
Yeah, Carter's going to try and say that he was going forward with the ball. The ball just came out.
That's
watch this.
The old famous tuck rule.
Yeah.
That's no tuck.
Yeah, no, not at all. The ball was in his hand to tuck it. Now the blooper reel is on. And Brian Dawkins stripped the ball earlier today. Yeah, well, you can challenge that, but Dawkins, who stripped the ball and now recovered a fumble today, constantly gets around the football.
His arm is going forward, no question about that, but the ball's not in.
Dallas is challenging the ruling on the field that this is a fumble.
Yeah, see, the ball's out even before he begins.
The ball just slipped out of his hand.
Yeah. It's got to be a horrible feeling, like you go to throw the ball and it's not there. You got his fingers on the laces in good shape.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the heat out here today. You know it's going to be a little slippery. A good perspiration worked up on the palm.
I don't think they have to look at this one long.
No. Should be about 1 or 2 shots. It shouldn't take the 90 seconds.
But you got a challenge, you might as well use it. Bruce Coslett is the assistant coach talking with Quincy Carter. Usually he stays upstairs the entire game. He had enough of that upstairs.
He wants to look in the quarterback's eyes and see if...
After reviewing the play, the quarterback starts to throw with his arm coming back. Before it goes forward, it comes out of his hand. Therefore, it's a fumble. First down, Philadelphia.
Well, Bruce Coslett's the new offensive coordinator. And, you know, they've been upstairs, now he's downstairs. And kind of interesting, you know, Quincy Carter was booed last week in Dallas for his home opener. Not a good reception. And Bruce has said that, look, this kid he's not real thick-skinned yet. And that's what Donovan McNabb, his new buddy, has said to him, that you've got to be able to handle the crowd when they get on you. And they're going to get on him, I would think, in Dallas next time they see him.
Well, you hear people say it doesn't bother me, but I don't know anybody that it doesn't bother. First and 10 Eagles at the Dallas 25. McNabb through the hands of Dorsey Levin.
It was actually Donovan McNabb's mom, who's head of a mom's quarterback club, that introduced McNabb to Quincy Carter, and they've become pretty good friends, emailing each other, talking on the telephone. And Quincy said that he's been a big influence on him. Just understanding that there's going to be ups and downs. This is Carter's only his 11th start, and after 10 games, both quarterbacks, McNabb and Carter, both 4 and 6 as a starter in their first 10 games.
McNabb, of course, was booed when he was picked. He never made it to the field.
No.
Option.
Look at this.
Looking downfield. Westbrook. Touchdown. Todd Kingston. Westbrook let it go, and right on the money.
Yeah. I tell you, this throw is as good as any of McNabb's. Nice design by Andy Reid. Here's Westbrook, the only tailback, little quarterback option. Now McNabb has to be the lead blocker, but he's not. Well, that ball was thrown perfectly.
Yeah. Akers for the extra point. Todd Kingston.
You're looking at people getting answers to the most important questions they'll ever ask. Questions about their own health, their children's, their parents. You're also looking at something that never existed before, a way to make truly informed decisions about everything from when to visit a doctor to what questions to ask when you get there. WebMD. 16 million people come to WebMD every month. They come to learn about a condition or a diagnosis, to check prescriptions for interactions, to chat with experts, or each other. We help them navigate our thousands of medically reviewed pages to find exactly what they need. Information that used to be scattered in 100 different locations, now all in one place. The place America comes for healthcare answers. A place called WebMD.
Introducing the Cheese Extreme Quesadilla. See mozzarella, pepper jack, cheddar, and nacho cheese sauce form a taste to die for. Don't miss the new Cheese Extreme Quesadilla.
So good.
Makes you want to be bad.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? For more cargo room. More people room. Or more headroom. Enterprise. So easy it's like having a second car. Or third.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
When Brianna's doll brings shame to the Mack family, there's only one thing to do.
Pop the doll out, man.
And only one guy to do it.
Someday, I'm gonna ask you for a favor.
But will Bernie end up sleeping with the fishes? Ice Cube guest stars Bernie Mac, all new at its new time at 8 Fox Wednesday.
Back at the Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, Andy Reid has pulled out some tricks. The last one, the touchdown pass to number 87, Todd Pinkston.
I think Andy Reid needs a few more sleepless nights.
Yeah.
Calling a heck of a football game today.
Well, if you don't sleep, you have a lot to think about.
A lot more time to think.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
Is he hammered?
Wow.
Sheldon Brown. That got the crowd excited.
That was more exciting than in the trick plays.
I don't know what it did for Pinkston, but this is
Sheldon Brown, the rookie. Boom.
Whoa.
Whoa. That goes right to the highlight reel.
That jars your bones.
Yeah. You feel that all week long. And that gets everybody up on the sidelines.
Oh, yeah. That'll clean out some passages.
Yeah, well, you're stuffed up before that. You're not stuffed up any longer.
Emmett Smith. And Emmett stopped by Brian Dawkins. Let's go back to that touchdown.
Watch the flip out here and watch everybody bite as the run allowed Pinkston to get behind here. That's Dwan Hawthorne, a young corner, hasn't seen this before. It's exactly the way you want to draw it up. That's exactly what you hope the defense does in that situation. Just bite that hard. You don't get that without practicing that on a daily basis, that kind of timing and precision. Nice sidearm delivery by Westbrook.
Perfect throw.
You know, the Eagles drafted Westbrook right out in their backyard, you know, out of Villanova with the 3rd pick. And the Eagles haven't gone after local talent much. But this kid, I thought that maybe he should have even been higher than a 3rd-round pick with his quickness and his hands and now his arm.
Well, Villanova, with all due respect to Villanova, you don't think of a lot of NFL players coming out of it.
Well, you think about Howie Long in Detroit today.
Yeah.
And but yeah, not a many. Mike Siani. Mike Siani of the Oakland Raiders.
Melvin Garman,
right guard. Here's the high five afterwards.
That's a high one.
He got higher than McNabb. He's going to take somebody's arm off. He's pumped.
By the way, that was 19 yards on that last run by Emmitt Smith. That helps his approach to the all-time record and also helps the average. 1st and 10. Pass complete to Galloway, the slant. You don't see him catching many of those.
No. And you know, last week when the Eagles jumped up on top of the Redskins, scored early in the 3rd quarter there to go up 30-7, they basically stopped blitzing and they just didn't want to get beat deep. So back the safeties off and wanted to make them earn the big plays. Look for that here today.
2nd and short. Right now, let's return to Chris Myers in the Fox Network Center in Los Angeles.
Thanks, Pat.
Aaron Brooks, another good young cornerback that just got a new contract extension, and he's the guy there in New Orleans.
Robert Thomas, the fullback, gets the carry, gets into Eagle territory. 9:27 left in the 3rd quarter. The Eagles 34, Dallas 10. The Cowboys driving.
Yeah, you know, Pat, you know, the Eagles, outside of one half of football, the second half against Tennessee, they've been a dominant team this year. And I think the best team, as good a team as there is in the conference. But they did have a letdown in the second half against Tennessee with the lead. And that's what I know Andy Reid and his defense is thinking about here, not to have that happen.
Carter. Over the end zone. Antonio Bryant the target. Darwin Walker with the pressure.
Darwin Walker was the best lineman on the field Monday night against the Redskins. And here he is. He gets the best takeoff of any defense line. First one off the snap. And this is just brute strength against a man, Solomon Page, that outweighs him by 40 pounds. Last week, you looked in the stat column, he had 1 tackle, but he had quarterback hits, he had a half a sack, and he pressured the quarterback most of the night.
Swinton, about 5. Javier Collins is now at right tackle, offensive tackle for the Cowboys. Solomon Page moved inside to guard.
Yeah, Kelvin Garman went out. That's where Page played a year ago. And for the Cowboys right now, again, on 3rd down, they've thrown a lot short of the sticks so far today. Here's his best receiver at the top.
Bryant stays on his feet, gets the first down. They like this rookie.
Yeah. Wearing a guy whose career ended right here in Philadelphia, Michael Irvin. That horrible hit on the carpet a couple of years ago.
Yep.
And a lot of people were making that type of comparison in training camp. Antonio Bryant to a very young Michael Irvin. Got the size, and 4-year starter at University of Pittsburgh, has a lot of experience coming into the league.
Caught by Galloway. Brian Dawkins, all the passes are short, but they're moving the sticks.
They don't like to throw it short. Bruce Costle, came from Cincinnati, where he had Jeff Blake there and Boomer Esiason. Play action was always a big part of his offense. There was a big part when he was with the head coach of the Jets. I think he's just worried about protection. They got a couple of starters out on that offensive line, and a lot of blitzes from the Eagles, showing it here.
Carter just got rid of it in the direction of Antonio Bryant. The Eagles were showing that blitz, as you said, and he had no time. Jim Johnson, who's the Eagle defensive coordinator, defensive coach, believes in the blitz. They live by it. They're going to, no matter who you are or what the formation is you throw out there, he's going to bring them.
Yeah, and not only does it create turnovers, and coming in after that couple turnovers today, they were leading the league, but it forces the quarterback to get rid of the ball quicker than they want to.
He's got a saying, if you don't go, you'll never know. And he goes, incomplete. Whalen was the target. And we'll see the field goal unit. Billy Cundiff comes off. Micah Norris is over.
In this situation, I think about keeping my offense out there on the field. They need touchdowns right now if they want to get back into this, not field goals.
I think I agree with you.
Yeah, if they make the field goal here, Pat, they're still down 3 touchdowns.
33 yards away. Cundiff is 1 for 1.
Scott!
He's 2 for 2. And the Cowboys add 3. The Eagle lead is 34-13 now.
There is no formula for engineering a smooth-riding 5-link rear suspension. No instructions for designing a superior multi-alloy steel safety cage or the ideal 8-passenger interior. After all, you can't follow old directions when you're forging new ones. The full-size Toyota Sequoia. It's unlike anything you've experienced.
Yo, Busta Rhymes! I'm a huge fan. Thank you. I'm on a date with this honey, Erica. Right. Man, you could hook me up if you came by the table and said hi.
See what I can do, man.
Yo, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Hey, old dog, what's going on?
Buster, can't you see I'm busy? Keeps calling me. Want to rap on my record.
You got disrespected.
I don't think I got dissed at all. Why you say that?
Did y'all meet Erica yet?
From last night?
Life is best told over a great tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
I am Emmett Smith.
I'm Emmett Smith.
I'm Emmett Smith.
I am Emmett Smith. I am Emmett Smith.
No, really, I am.
Worried that the you shopping online isn't really you? That's why there's Verified by Visa, a security service that helps protect Visa cards from unauthorized online use with a personal password. This service is only available on select Visa cards issued by participating financial institutions.
I am Emmett Smith.
Please. To learn more and to check if your card is eligible for this service, go to visa.com/verified.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37. By Spiders, listed on the American Stock Exchange. By Miller Lite, life is best told at a place called Miller Time. And by WebMD, the place America comes for healthcare answers.
On the Fox News channel, the O'Reilly Factor looks at America's war on terror. Watch the O'Reilly Factor. It's news as a contact sport on the Fox News channel. Check your local listing.
Yeah, the last kickoff we saw, it was a contact sport. Rushing hit by Sheldon Brown.
Ooh.
The last series.
Yeah, I'm still
a little jarred up here, right?
Me too. Andy Reid keeping his notes. Ryan Mitchell will not bring it out. So the Eagles will start at the 20.
And Andy was telling us that when he was in Green Bay, when Brett Favre was in his 4th year, Andy was coaching there, quarterback coach. And Mike Holmgren called a team meeting in the middle of Brett Favre's 4th year, which is his first year of winning the MVP award. And he wanted to see a show of hands to who wanted to bench Brett Favre. And Andy Reid and Steve Mariucci, both young coaches, in a meek way raised their hands.
In a meek way?
Yeah, well, you know, they were like looking around to see if anybody else wanted to, you know, to not bench him. And Andy Reid said, no, I think we should give the kid a little bit better of a chance.
Turned out to be a pretty good decision.
Pretty good decision there.
There's McNabb. Chase from behind. Can't get much on it. Intended for Brandon Noble, chasing him and hit him just as he let go. Intended for Brian Mitchell, I believe.
Hot day here. Hugh Douglas. Not going to get too far away from that fan.
It is warm and humid. It doesn't have to be warm and humid for these Eagle fans to be without shirt. It can be 10 degrees. Here's McNabb. That's a pretty good put down. Keith Adams, Deuce Staley. Deuce turned right into that one.
Yeah, all these backs, good receivers. You always have to be better receivers first than running backs. And shuttling players in every single play. And if you're a defensive coordinator trying to match the Eagles with all of their different personnel groupings and packages they have is a full day's work.
Yeah, with a lot of time. Intercepted and dropped. Derek Ross played it well, had the interception, and when he hit the turf, it came out.
Maybe the only bad pass that McNabb's thrown today, and Andy Reid, who's pulled out all the deceptive plays today on 3rd and 1, took a shot down the field. And he just didn't put enough air into that football. And you see the Cowboys on the sideline, they're just looking for a play, any play to get back into this game.
Sean Landetta back to punt to Reggie Swinton. Very quiet at the vet at the moment. Cowboys jumped, and that should be enough. If it's against the Cowboys, it will be enough for a first down.
And the offense coming right back on the field.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pepe Zellner jumped too soon.
I think you asked me, Pat, at the beginning today is which Cowboy team would show up.
I did.
Versus Houston or versus Tennessee?
Approachment, the defensive nose tackle. It's a 5-yard penalty. That's a first down.
That's the 4th Eagle first down by penalty today. Those help.
Those help. Keeps them on the field.
Keeps the defense on the field, too, on a hot day like this.
Yeah, you know, you just get off the field on 3rd down. You think you've done your job. You turn the ball back over to the offense, and you got to go right back out there. Frustrating.
Deuce Staley. Dexter Coakley on the bottom of the pile. Joe Abasano, the special team coach. And Dave Campo, the head coach. I wouldn't speculate on whether they had words or not about that jump off sides. But they both said some words. Here's McNabb throwing again. And on the hop, incomplete. Antonio Freeman the target.
This was the special teams penalty. And here in the middle. I think he thought that the ball got moved by Mike Bartram, the center on that. And that movement's what draw the defensive player off sides. Dave Campo still, he's shaking his head at just the whole day right now.
Yep.
Not just the last penalty.
Nice man.
Other than the 100-yard kickoff return, just 2 field goals so far by their offense.
McNabb will throw it again. And Thrash has the first down, I believe. They knocked him backwards, but I think he got it.
Where was the forward progress?
Yep.
There's the penalty. Going back to it. Oh yeah, that little jerk of the head is what got him off sides, but that's all part of his routine. Raising his head, lowering it, looking for the signal. Nothing illegal about that.
Mike Bartram, the center. The handoff to Staley. Met right at the line of scrimmage by Ekuban. James Thrash been thrown to 7 times. We've been telling you this is the last time the Cowboys will meet the Eagles here at Veterans Stadium. The big bell up on top. Place famous, I guess, or notorious, whichever you want to use for its fans. It can be tough. They'll move across the parking lot to a new stadium next year.
Pat, just driving here today, went by Franklin Field, the former home, you know, in 32 years here. And this is the new stadium, Lincoln Financial.
Sparkling.
Yeah, just rising right out of the ground.
Can you believe they're 3 months early, they say, in construction? That just doesn't happen.
Not in Philadelphia. No.
There's the vet in the background.
Yeah, big cranes cranked up here around the clock.
McNabb drops the throw. Gets it outside to Staley. Fighting for yardage. Didn't quite get the first right now. Let's return to Chris Myers in the Fox Network Center in Los Angeles.
Thanks, Pat. Carolina trying to stay unbeaten at Minnesota. Rodney Peete, touchdown pass to Steve Smith to tie. Lamar Smith scored on a touchdown to give them the lead. If the Vikes lose, it'll be the first time they're 0-3 since 1967.
Well, Rodney Peete, the former Eagle quarterback.
I didn't even know he was still trying to play.
I think he's fooling a lot of people. He's the third oldest player in the league right now. Third oldest quarterback in the league.
Who's older?
Yeah, you got. Think about that one right here.
Okay.
Yeah, you got me.
McNabb throws it back to Lewis.
Vinny Testaverde.
That's one. Yeah.
Wade Wilson, the quarterback coach of the Cowboys, not playing anymore. Maybe he should be still playing. Played 19 years.
I'm not saying I knew the answer. I'm just asking.
You got me back. holding off the young player in Carolina, Chris Wenke.
Yeah. Chad Lewis shaking a bit, comes out.
I see Chad Lewis at the Pro Bowl the last 2 years. He's the happiest guy on the island, Pat. He flies his position coach over. All of his brothers, got 5 brothers, they all come over. And they have their own luau, even when there isn't a luau. Just happy to be playing.
Timeout, Philadelphia. They lead the Cowboys 34-10.
Dehydration. It can't be predicted. It can be prevented. Nothing has been tested and proven to hydrate athletes better or faster. Gatorade. Is it in you?
Growing in numbers, growing in speed.
Alone, Jackie Chan is unstoppable.
I'm very, very popular.
But with Jennifer Love Hewitt and a $2 billion tux, he's unbelievable. The Tuxedo, rated PG-13, starts Friday everywhere.
This is big. This has never been done before flavor. Introducing new KFC Honey Cajun Wings with a kick of Cajun spices and a touch of honey. Right now, get 8 for only $2.99 or 20 for $7.49. Or get Honey Barbecue Wings for the same price. Hurry. New Honey Cajun Wings and Honey Barbecue Wings from KFC.
There's an easier way to get the gear the pros wear. Call 877-NFL-SHOP for your free team catalog.
Back at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, Pat Summerall, Brian Baldinger. The Eagles with a commanding 34-13 lead.
Now the Eagles have won 4 in a row against Dave Campo, and most of them have been blowouts. 3 of the 4 have been total blowouts.
McNabb. Mike Bartram makes the catch.
He's the guy that started this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's taken over Chad Lewis's spot, but he was the guy that jerked his head as the snapper on the punt team, showing some versatility. Only one guy gave him a high five coming off the field after that catch. Yeah, like they don't like, what's he doing out there? He's just our snapper.
He might get hurt out there. Second down, about 2. McNabb throws. Antonio Freeman, lots of room, makes the catch. He's lost about 15 pounds. Freeman has, and he's gotten quicker again. And he's a definite threat and an asset.
And I think it's really going to hurt Green Bay, too.
Yeah.
And, we'll see Brett Favre next week up there at Lambeau Field, and we'll ask him, just the loss of Antonio Freeman and having that security blanket over the middle of the field, the guy that will always catch the tough play.
We have seen him over the years really take some shots.
Yeah.
1st and 10, Philadelphia. McNabb to throw it. McNabb runs out of bounds inside the 10, about the 8. Darren Woodson chased him out.
We were talking to the Cowboy defenders about what you do to McNabb, and they said when he does escape, 90% of the time it's to his right. So they wanted to try and swing the defensive end upfield and try to contain him, but you can't contain him. He's too good of an athlete. He's going to go inside, outside, around you. When he wants to escape, he can do it.
And that's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score Philadelphia 34, Dallas 13. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after a word from your local Fox station.
October's magical matchups begin with the Division Series on Fox.
Dharma and Greg coming to weeknights at 6 on Fox.
Blink and you'll miss it. 0% financing for 5 years on select Mercury vehicles and September 30th. 0% on the Mercury Sable with over $2,300 of no-charge options. 0% on Mercury Mountaineer with adjustable foot pedals and a disappearing third-row seat. Don't miss Mountaineer's $6,800 in finance savings with 0% financing for 5 years or $2,500 cash back. Only through September 30th. Blink and you'll miss it.
You've been shopping for cellular.
Yeah, I don't know which way's up anymore.
I think I can help. You'll be fine now.
At Sprint stores, wireless becomes clear with helpful salespeople, the best selection of phones, and great deals. Right now, get 3,500 minutes for $34.99 a month and save up to $100 on select PCS phones. Sprint stores, wireless made clear.
Where are the cars we were promised? The dream cars, the problem-solving cars. Where are the cars that are more than just cars? They're closer than you think. Cars with voice recognition. Cars with intelligent cruise control. And a class-leading 340 horsepower engine. The Q45. From Infiniti.
You're going to need a lot of liquid today. They're furnishing down both sidelines.
Yeah. Keep the radiator full.
Yeah. Hot and humid. Eagles leading force 34-13.
Well, this has been impressive in this heat, Pat. You know, coming off a short week. Nobody got back from Washington till about 3-4 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday morning. Short week. And he was concerned about, you know, we talked about how he had researched teams that played on the Monday night and came back and played at home. Last year they did that. They played against the Giants on Monday night. Finally got that monkey off their back, beating the Giants 10-9, and then came back against the Raiders and got pushed all over the field.
So it's a first down, Dallas. Deuce Staley gets the carry. I said first down Dallas, first down Eagles.
Yeah, this turf has been good on the bounces here today. Deuce drops this ball right, almost right in stride.
He's right back up to him.
He just followed Trey Thomas out there and Jeff Thomason. Pretty good hit by Roy Williams to keep him away from the end zone.
First and goal.
See that Mike Bartram just winning it back out there. Chad Lewis still not right. And the Eagles couldn't get the right personnel out there.
So they have to take a time. They'll have one left. But they only had one left at the end of the first half.
Love playing two-hand touch, eating way too much, watching my team win with the Twins. I love quarterbacks eating dirt, pom-poms and short skirts, fans who won't quit, and those Twins. And I love them too. Here's the football.
Fred, who knew one cup of coffee could do that much damage?
Fred, is a printer supposed to smoke like that?
Hey, Fred, I think I fried the motherboard and the fatherboard, too.
Dealing with technology is hard. That's why CDW makes buying it as simple as possible by having brand name technology products in stock so you can get what you need when you need it.
Fred, where are you going? My email's still down.
CDW, the right technology right away.
My son, Michael, and I are making sure that everyone in New York is eating good. Hello, sir.
Hey, buddy, how are you? Hi.
You need some nice, hot, chunky soup to fill you up right.
You deserve it.
Introducing Campbell's Chunky Honey Roasted Ham and Potatoes. Big chunks of hearty ham and loads of veggies.
Thanks for the soup.
You're welcome.
Wave goodbye, dear.
New Campbell's Chunky Roasted favorites fill you up right.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Burger King. Say hello to the new 99-cent BK Value Menu. By CDW, the right technology right away. By new Campbell's Chunky Roasted Favorites, hearty soups that fill you right up. And by FedEx, ground international, online, or express. Don't worry, there's a FedEx for that.
The Eagles have it. The last 4 meetings, 3 of them have been lopsided. Staley slipped, still trying. Keith Adams stopped Deuce Staley. Chad Lewis is back, by the way, so whatever was bothering him apparently was not too serious. He and Jeff Thomason both in the game.
I think you saw Mike Bartram catch a pass.
Yeah.
Didn't want to lose the opportunity.
Right.
This is his area of the field here. These tight ends catch a lot of passes. This area of the field with the Eagles. A lot of deceptive routes.
2nd and goal. McNabb. Incomplete. Pressured by Greg Ellis.
They tried to get the ball to the tight ends that time. They wouldn't let him off the line of scrimmage. Our camera guy's got to be on the toes here. It's just a throwaway. Yeah. Be ready for that that quail coming at him.
Yep. 17th play of the drive coming up. McNabb, there are those who would say he shouldn't be in there at this point. And he probably will come out after this series. Timeout, Philadelphia. They are out of timeouts.
This is what the subject's teeth look like.
I need your advice, Dr. Lecter.
I'm all ears.
He smashes mirrors and uses the pieces. Wears latex gloves so we've got no prints.
What do we make of that symbol?
It marks the red dragon.
May I touch your face?
I am becoming more than a man. I am the dragon. I regret it came to this, but every game must have its ending.
Red Dragon, rated R, at theaters October 4th.
Hey, America, I'm the new 99-cent BK Value Menu. You guys like bacon cheeseburgers?
Sure do.
3 strips of bacon.
3?
Yeah, I'm looking good.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. You guys single?
2 of us are.
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, you get off on the next floor.
The all-new BK Value Menu speaks for itself. Now, get 11 items for 99 cents every day. And have it your way in more ways.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, FedEx guy.
Let's get to work.
So it can store up to 1,000 addresses. It lets you print labels and find a drop box. It can email you when the package has been delivered and more. FedEx.com is just like having your own FedEx guy. Hey. Yeah? Kind of freaked me out, man.
Donna gets banished to Catholic school.
What? I'm prepared to fight this with every fiber of my being.
I'm gonna have to lock him in his room and poke his eyes out.
That 70s Show, all new at 8/7 Central, Fox Tuesday.
The Fox premiere of The Fugitive, 7:30, 6:30 Central tonight on Fox.
This drive has lasted 8 minutes, 10 seconds. 16 plays. They've taken it 78 yards.
Brian Dawkins and Sean Barber have been playing catch for the last 5 minutes.
They haven't been out there in a long time.
Just trying to stay loosened up.
It's 3rd and goal. Thrash in motion. Pinkston comes down with the touchdown catch. Good coverage, but a good throw, and Pinkston scores for Philadelphia.
Man, that's McNabb's 8th touchdown pass of the season. Andy Reid told us that that's what Pinkston does best. His jumping ability to go up and snatch the ball out of the air. That's all they did, just a little fade stop.
Made it look easy. much to the satisfaction of Andy Reid and the dismay of Dave Campo. It's a long ride back to Dallas.
And this wasn't supposed to happen, Pat. Not with the new defense that the Cowboys have, the new players. It hasn't made any difference. They don't have an answer for this man, McNabb.
That's the problem.
Yeah, and that is a beautiful throw. And Pinkston, you know, not allowing Derrick Ross to have any chance for that ball in the air. Picked on the rookie.
Why not?
You know, a lot of people talking about these Eagle receivers, Pat. You know, they're always maligned. Everybody's always, you know, why don't they go after? But I thought Antonio Freeman, the pickup, has been outstanding. And I think it's taking some of the pressure off of Pinkston. And James Thrash right now. You could say that the Eagle receivers are a strength and not what a lot of people, I think, perceive to be just a liability.
The last 3 times the Eagles have had the ball, the last 6 times, I should say, they've scored 5 touchdowns and kicked the field goal.
Yeah, and that's good offense. You can't get a lot better than that. And they're doing it a lot of different ways. You know, they're doing it with a halfback pass, some deception. McNabb, total control and command of the offense, and then those receivers are winning today.
Just leaping ability and desire to make a catch, I think.
Remember, Todd Pinkston's college coach told me that he's so skinny that he's got to jump around in the shower just to get wet. And I don't think he's put on any more pounds than that. But he can get up in the air.
So Swinton, he brought one back 100 yards, and that was it for the Cowboys. Coming up next in the second part of our doubleheader, Steve Spurrier and the Redskins take on Steve Mariucci and the 49ers, or the Seahawks battle the Giants. Full day of NFL action continues next on Fox.
And Kerry Collins certainly picking up where he left off last year now. 2 300-yard passing days in his first 2 games this year. Going to try to tie an NFL record with Kurt Warner and Steve Young. And that offensive line with the Giants is vastly improved. Question mark coming into the season. Protecting.
Quincy Carter
goes out of his hands again.
Ball's loose. The Eagles pick it up. And they go from bad to awful.
Yeah. I've seen the ball slip out of a quarterback's hand once in a game.
Yep.
I don't know if I've seen it slip out twice. And I don't think they're going to review this one.
Forced by Grossmanis.
Yeah, well, he never had a chance with Grossmanis. No. Doubled back and
never saw him.
No.
Quincy Carter.
You can kind of tell which side is winning right now and who's having the fun.
Kind of tough.
Pat, you were down there, down in San Antonio this summer. They were filming the Hard Knocks show on HBO. They were on TV every week, and everybody was all positive and pumped up about the additions. That balloon's getting deflated pretty quickly.
Well, they had tough luck with injuries.
Well, they lost Jamar Martin, their fullback, and Jeff Robinson, their tight end, fullback, and their long snapper, in a couple of days apart from one another.
Oh, that was a tough time.
Then they lost Rocket Ishmael.
And then the offensive line all got hurt.
Yeah, Larry Allen out today, and saw the injury to Kelvin Garmin. I think they missed Larry Allen from the first snap today. I remember asking Emmitt Smith once what the percentage of time they ran behind that man, and he said not enough.
Whatever the percentage is.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Not enough.
Yeah. Falls on the ground. Well, Leroy Glover read that fast. Was there right when Brian Westbrook grabbed him.
And Dallas has the ball. Glover made the recovery as well. Roy Williams, I beg your pardon, was at the bottom of the pile when they got up. Glover caused it. Williams recovered it.
And Glover has earned his money today. I mean, there's one guy out there today from the beginning where we keep mentioning his name, being an impact player there in the middle.
First and 10, Dallas from their own 14. Smith gets out for first down yardage. Stopped by Troy Vincent.
Emmett came into the meeting yesterday. He looked like he should have been the president of a bank.
Yeah, he did. Well turned out.
Yeah. He said that, you know, he went to the White House this year on a special mission.
Been to the White House at budget time.
5 times now to the White House. 3 different presidents. He doesn't want to know too much about what's really going on behind some of those doors.
Carter slung down
again by
Darwin Walker.
Man, that guy must have unbelievably strong hands, because we've seen that 2 weeks in a row right now, pulling people down with those mitts. You know, he's an engineer, and he understands forces and all kinds of formulas. He said F equals ma, force equals mass times acceleration. If I can get going in one direction with the size and the speed that I have, I'm going to be a force. Second sack for Darwin Walker.
The second, about 16. Screen pass. Emmett Smith handles the screen and gets close to a Dallas first down. Brandon Whiting. We mentioned earlier that Emmett Smith had some spectacular days here. He had some tough days here. But here's his best, 1993.
All right.
This was just chunk after chunk of yardage. Of course, he had a different offensive line in those days.
Yeah. Nobody from that offensive line still around. Stepnowski and Eric Williams.
Thrown intended for Galloway a little bit late. Knocked loose by Al Harris.
This has been tough on Emmett. You know, I mean, people calling and saying that Michael Wiley and Hambrick should be in there. Younger guys, fresher legs. Wiley scored on the long touchdown run last week, but you know, Emmett's a proud man, and you still see the flashes. You can still see him jump through the line. I just think that this new offense and the offensive line out of sync right now has been his biggest problem.
Bruce Coslett said last night he still hates to be taken out of the game. He doesn't want to come out.
Let's show the effects of punishment. Of all the hits that he's taken in this league, you know, he still has his workouts in the offseason, his conditioning. In fact, he sent a letter to the whole team this offseason saying that they thought they finished pretty strong last year, but you know that they needed to commit themselves to the offseason program. And he stepped up, wrote a letter to everybody, and wanted to lead by example.
I know I was at Valley Ranch during the offseason. No required workouts. It was before 7 o'clock in the morning, and I heard somebody in the weight room. Went in and looked to see who it was, and it was Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, and you know, when you eliminate Emmitt Smith in that running game, it allows guys like Hugh Douglas and Darwin Walker to get after Quincy Carter. Hugh Douglas down here at the bottom working on Flozell Adams. You know, just a breakdown again. I mean, Brandon Whiting gets a free shot at Carter.
Good
playing leapfrog.
Hugh Douglas, I think, is just tired.
Yeah. He was saying that he was tired in practice the other day.
Nor back to punt. Brian Mitchell at the 22. To the 38, 39 maybe, where the Eagles will take over. 48-yard kick, 12-yard return.
You've been shopping for cellular.
Yeah, I don't know which way's up anymore.
I think I can help. You'll be fine now.
At Sprint stores, wireless becomes clear with helpful salespeople, the best selection of phones, and great deals. Right now, get 3,500 minutes for $34.99 a month and save up to $100 on select PCS phones. Sprint stores, wireless made clear.
Danny sets me up on this blind date with this girl, Angela, and I'm thinking she's a little shy. She gets up and starts shaking it right in front of the table. So she says, take me to Vegas. We're having the time of our lives. It's kind of getting hot, kind of getting dirty. She's got this sexy tattoo with a knife piercing a heart.
Wait a minute. Angela?
Thank you. Yeah.
That's my sister.
Life is best told over a great tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
That's so funny.
Morning, William.
CJ. How you doing?
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Looks like somebody got a haircut.
Too short?
They're always glad you came.
Hey, no, you can't drive the truck.
Be where everybody knows.
See you tomorrow, Bobby.
Can you come in and play?
Who can you count on? You know them by name.
Spurrier ran it up in the preseason. Now the Niners look for payback. Fox NFL Sunday, next. Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
New quarterback for the Eagles, Detmer. Coy Detmer. His first action of the year. McNabb had a spectacular day. Staley. Just a couple. Here's Coy Detmer.
Yeah, that's Coy in there, but during the break, they threw a guy wearing a Detmer jersey out. Escorted him out of the stadium.
That's the old Ty Detmer, Coy's brother.
That's it.
I don't think they threw him out. I think he's just had enough.
He's going home, huh?
Yeah. There's Feely, A.J. Feely, who's the third quarterback.
When you're a backup here with McNabb, it's almost like trying to back up Brett Favre. You don't get a lot of action.
McNabb is getting better and better. Yeah.
I think that's clear.
Fumbled the snap from the center. Got the bounce back again and got a couple of yards.
Well, it's been a great season for McNabb, but I mean, 2 outstanding games in a row. Last week, he started off the first quarter 11-12 against the Redskins, and he gave credit to the whole team. But today, he was under a lot of pressure early in the game, but he was still able to make plays, and then that's what it's about, scoring touchdowns. And he just keeps getting more and more comfortable, more and more confident, and he can put more and more on him. And he's just one of those guys that just seems to have fun every day that he comes out.
Detmer juggled and dropped by Chad Lewis. Landetta comes onto the scene. Here's McNabb today.
Little escape here for a first down.
That was early.
Yeah. Touchdown to Thrash. Kept it himself on the quarterback keeper. And that's just a couple of the highlights. There's a whole lot more.
Landetta back to punt it to Reggie Swinton. He's accounted for the Cowboys' only touchdown. It's a good kick. Swinton's going to bring it back. Not far. Michael Lewis down to make the stop. 53-yard punt. A return of only 3 yards.
Yes!
Yes!
What is it?
What is it?
We found a seller, Kim & Sons. We found a buyer.
Where?
On the web.
Where are they?
On the web. It's a huge order. It's half the cost.
It must be from overseas.
It must be from overseas. We're going to make a fortune. We're going to save a fortune. Thank you, Artie. Thank you, Kim & Sons.
IBM can help small companies sell to big companies, wherever they are.
Hello?
Hi, Mr. Johnson. I wanted to tell you that you've won 2 tickets to the Kentucky Derby, 2 tickets to the Super Bowl, 2 tickets to the Tony Awards, 2 tickets to the 2004 Olympic Games, and 2 tickets to the Daytona 500. Mr. Johnson? Are you there?
Use your Visa card from August to October and you are automatically entered to win 2 tickets plus expenses to these 5 events.
Take a deep breath, Mr. Johnson. I'm here for you.
I need a car? No, a convertible. A red one. With under 15,000 miles.
Autotrader.com. With 2 million new or used cars, you can find the one you really want. And with millions of shoppers, you can sell the one you already have. It's the ultimate automotive classified site. Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
The New York Post says Firefly gets it right. Very hip, very terrific. USA Today raves, be sure to catch this Firefly.
Oh, there you are.
From the creator of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
You're not killing this man. Not right away. You're a very up person.
An all-new Firefly, 8/7 Central Fox Friday.
Back at Veterans Stadium, Philadelphia, Pat Summerall, Brian Baldinger. The Eagles have overwhelmed the Cowboys 41-13 at the moment. Cowboys have it 1st and 10. Handoff to Troy Hambrick. He's cut down by Al Harris. You know, last week we lost Johnny Unitas, one of the real greats. This week we lost another one, number 22 of the Dallas Cowboys before Emmitt Smith, Bullet Bob Hayes. And could he run?
Pat, wasn't he the first really big star for the Cowboys? Coming off of...
I don't know that, but he was certainly one of the early big ones, and he could fly.
Added that dimension of speed to that position.
Yep. Changed the way defenses were played. I guess Don Meredith said it best. He said, they just told me, throw it as far as you can throw it, and Bob Hayes will run under it. And he said, I tried, and I never could, never did.
Couldn't out throw him.
He could run. He was a football player first and a track man second. And he's the first track man really who made the transition to be a football player.
Yeah, you know, there's a couple other guys that tried to do that in the NFL. Never, you know, Ronaldo Nehemiah, you know, great Olympian.
49ers.
Yeah, could never make that. Couldn't play the game. Edwin Moses tried to play a receiver.
Hambrick not injured, I don't believe, but down. We'll miss Bob Hayes.
America is traveling with Michelin. Right now, buy any 4 Michelin tires and get a Samsonite wheeled carry-on upright and the new Michelin North America Road Atlas free, a value of over $120. Just call 1-888-MICHELIN for your nearest participating Michelin dealer and get rolling. But hurry, this offer ends October 5th.
Quincy Carter has quarterback from the beginning and remains the Cowboy quarterback. Would you think, Brian, it'd be a good time to put in Chad Hutchinson?
Yeah, especially now.
Intercepted by Sheldon Brown.
Probably before that pass. You know, Sheldon Brown came down with that, and Troy Vincent told us, the young rookie, he thought that he had a chance from day one to be a good player when he showed up to the team meeting with a pen and a notebook in his hand, ready to study. Just a good, tough player. Eagles drafted 3 defensive backs with the first 3 picks, and Sheldon Brown getting a chance over there at Troy Vincent's position. Great play in the air on this ball, never allowing Antonio Bryant to go up for it, beat him to the punch.
Knowing when to jump.
Yeah.
Can't coach that, can you?
And you can't coach that hang time. He looked like he was in the air a long time. He was climbing the ladder up there in the air.
29-yard return, and it's first down Philadelphia inside the Dallas 15. 41-13, the Eagles over the Cowboys at the moment. And Westbrook battling. Aaron Woodson wrapped him up.
Looking down there at the left tackle, Trey Thomas. First name is William. Now, nobody never knew that, but he was William Thomas III. And for the third, they gave him Trey. He's got a son who's the fourth. He just calls him Ace for short. When I asked him, he said last week they took a knee at the end of the game against the Redskins, and he comes from Florida State where it's all about the BCS, outscoring teams. He wants to score. He said he wants to score 60 in these games.
No taking knees.
No, he won't take a knee.
He is big. Detmer. Cut down outside the 10. Keith Adams made the stop. Upcoming games for the Eagles: Houston, Jacksonville, a bye, Tampa Bay, and the Giants. We'll find out not immediately how good they are, because those are not two tough teams they're playing. The next two, they'll beat the bye, and then Tampa Bay and the Giants.
Well, they're better than any team in that schedule right there.
Yeah.
Now, they're better than all four of those teams. I mean, Tampa Bay has come up here 2 years in a row in the playoffs, and they went home with their tail between their legs, and it was never a contest.
They never had any offense.
No. And you're going to have to, and one thing is clear about this Eagle team right now is you're going to have to score points.
Dorsey, Levens.
Because with McNabb at the helm now and the weapons they have, I think especially with the addition of Freeman, they're going to score points. And you're going to have to score against that defense. And, you know, last year they gave up the second fewest points in the league. And even with the loss of a couple of guys, Trotter, Hollis Thomas, you're seeing capable backups in Darwin Walker. This is still a very good defense.
When they get ahead of you, as they've been able to do early, then is when that defense really gets tough, because they'll come after you. They're going to come anyway. 32-yard field goal by Akers makes it 44-13. Look what Dallas has coming up. St. Louis, the Giants, then Carolina. That used to be a sort of a joke, but no more.
Well, they got to go up to St. Louis to see a hungry team coming off a Monday night game here against Tampa this week. But I think, you know, you can't really judge this Dallas team until they get their offensive line healthy.
I agree.
And I don't think that this offense has a chance with the group they have up there right now and the lack of continuity that they have. We saw today that Quincy Carter never took one shot deep down the field. Now, you could design plays deep with max protection, keeping guys in to get Joey Galloway down there. I think that was a problem today. But I think that, you know, you've got to open things up, and the offensive line allows you time to do that.
Look at this Eagle defensive unit still hopping up and down, anxious to get back for more of it. 4 minutes, 28 seconds left. James Whalen, backup tight end for the Cowboys, has been taken in for x-rays.
A lot of guys taken off the field here.
Yep.
You know, in the NFC East now, with realignment, I thought the one team that you wanted to keep them out of the East, it would have been Dallas, just geographically. But that was the best thing they did, keeping all those long-term rivalries in the East with the Giants and the Redskins.
Giants, Redskins, Eagles, Cowboys. It just sort of fits together. Rolls off your tongue.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you don't want to break that up, ever.
Akers to kick it off. Swinton back deep. At the goal line. Sheldon Brown. Is it still Quincy Carter? Yes, it is, at quarterback for Dallas.
I think with a young guy like Quincy Carter, Pat, the reason why we don't see Chad Hutchinson is they want to give him every opportunity to know that it's his job, that it wasn't him against Houston alone that stunk the place up on the opener. You know, it was a collective effort, really. Offensively, there was a lot of people that played poorly.
Many afternoons like this, and he won't want the job.
Caver in at linebacker for the Eagles.
Thomas gets the carry.
Just looking down at the defense here, Pat, of this Eagles team, and I think that they found themselves a real good player with Darwin Walker. And they lost Hollis Thomas in the preseason with a broken foot, and that was the question mark. They'll go out and find another defensive tackle, draft one, and they never addressed it. And talking to Darwin Walker, you know, he was a third-round pick of the Arizona Cardinals 2 years ago, and he was released early before he ever played a game. And all he had to say about the Cardinals was thank you. Thank you for giving me my papers. because he likes it here.
Have to wait and see how badly Corey Simon's hurt.
Yeah. And they lost Derek Burgess, another promising young player, for a couple of weeks.
Michael Wiley, his first carry.
They got athletes on that side of the ball. Andy Kalu there. They found a nice little package for him. He's rushing from the end position. You know, from the linebacker position, he does a lot of blitzing now. He's have a collection of good athletes. And Jimmy Johnson, the architect, the defensive coordinator, this does a great job of using their strengths and putting them in position to make a lot of plays.
Not many people left at the vet for the last meeting between the Cowboys and the Eagles here. This issue was decided early. Thomas tried to one-hand it and couldn't.
Jimmy Johnson, his whole philosophy, you know, it used to be, Pat, that when you blitzed and you got burned, you stopped blitzing. But that's not what the Eagles do. I mean, they're going to blitz all game long. They're going to pick their spots, some games a little bit more than others. But what they ultimately want is turnovers, more turnovers. They want to lead the league in that category because not only does it take the ball away from the offense, but it gives you an extra at-bat offensively.
This guy's a very good coach. He's always been a solid coach. Carter. Swinton. Flag. And
up to 11 turnovers now. 4 turnovers today. That's 11 the first 3 weeks. On pace to get over 50.
Personal foul. Face mask.
Face mask.
Number 20. Defense. 15 yards. It's an automatic. First down.
He held on and twisted his head around.
That's the guy that has caused 2 of the 4 today.
Yep.
Stripping the ball, forcing that first fumble, and then also recovering a fumble. Just the best free safety in football.
That's a pretty solid endorsement.
Yeah, well, you know, 2 trips to the Pro Bowl now, back-to-back years.
He is good. His whole secondary is good.
They've been together a long time.
Timeout, Cowboys.
Really, this Eagle team, it's a lot like a team before the salary cap. They've really done a great job here of keeping the group together. And very little turnover.
Well, that's Andy Reid.
Yeah. They've lost 1 coach in 4 years. Rod Dowhower retired this year, but Brad Childress stepped up as the new coordinator and quarterback coach. And then, you know, just a lot of stability.
Today's game is being produced by Pete Macheska, directed by Michael Frank. Associate Director is Barry Landis. The broadcast associate is Judy Wong. The technical producer is Dan Rotanti. The studio was produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. The associate director was Jennifer Love, and the studio technical director was Jonathan X. Senior producer is Bill Brown. The executive producers of Fox Sports, Ed Golan and David Hill. Wiley gets the carry. Clock ticking down close to the 2-minute warning for a game break. Let's return quickly to Chris Myers, the Fox Network Center. Thanks.
With the Bears, that lead isn't safe the way they come back.
Reggie Swinton takes another one.
Another one from Sheldon Brown.
Wow. He has taken some hits.
Both of them on Reggie.
Down.
Yeah, both of them against Reggie Swinton.
Yeah. Ooh. That's some shot. Reggie Swinton. Whiplash.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Honey, I've got the black teddy on.
Yeah, okay.
And I put the satin sheets on the bed.
Yeah. Be up in a minute.
I've got cold Bud Light.
Ow.
Honey?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
Steve? Debbie?
Make it a Bud Light.
Introducing 3 grilled favorites on one sizzling skillet. Chili's new fajita trio. Marinated chicken fajitas, spicy shrimp, and barbecued ribs.
Chili's.
NFL Game Day 2003. Now play it online. Log on and compete against anyone, anytime, anywhere. Rated E for everyone.
Don't forget, coming up next, Game 2. Doubleheader game, the Redskins, 49ers, Seattle, and the Giants. Coming up following this contest. Let's listen to that last hit. Sheldon Brown on Reggie Swinton.
Those 2 hits he's had on Swinton today, that's how you get back on the field. That's how you get more playing time. You lay people out like that.
Reggie Swinton has taken a couple of real hits. Wiley gets a Dallas first down.
It's 2 weeks in a row now, this Eagles defense. I mean, the opponent, the Redskins and the Cowboys, 2 divisional opponents, haven't threatened to score a touchdown. And, you know, they haven't even been close to attempting a score. I mean, as dominant a performance defensively 2 weeks in a row as I've seen this league in a while.
That's right. Jack Blair's Green got the punt return against the Eagles last Monday night. The Redskins and Reggie Swinton got the kickoff return today for 100 yards. And here's what Emmitt Smith has done the first 3 weeks. First week 67, second week 59, today 53. He is the all-time leading attempt man, having broken that record today, and he's moving in on Walter Payton. Here is Quincy Carter going deep for Antonio Bryant and overthrows.
Well, the other side of that is just, you know, this Eagles defense, the question mark is, could they stop the run? And they've proven first 3 weeks now, Tennessee, Washington, Dallas. Of course, if you jump up on teams and teams aren't running the football, they're just trying to throw it. You know, they've shut teams out. That's the rookie Michael Lewis.
I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah,
when you jump ahead like that.
Yeah, the teams don't have to. They're not trying to run the ball anymore.
And they can turn them loose.
Lewis spit out his mouthpiece.
Michael Lewis shaken up.
Second round pick from Colorado, who they're real high on. I think he's going to be a real good football player. Levon telling him how he was running it today.
Yeah. All those great years with Pittsburgh.
He said it was going to be a Levon Kirkland day, and he was active today.
He was.
Plugged up that middle. There was nothing, no gashers in that middle today by this Cowboys offensive line or the running backs.
Remember, it was Kirkland who ran down Emmitt Smith after he caught that pass early in the game.
I remember he landed on him.
Andy Reid won't sleep here tonight, I guarantee you.
And he knows that nothing gets decided in this league in the month of September. And no matter what your record is, how well you're playing, that's not what it's about, playing well in September.
Andy might take on some groceries tonight.
Might have himself a good post-game meal, too.
Yep.
Well, you know, he has that junk food Friday for us here, where he opens up the commissary in the kitchen for us coming to watch him. And I tell you, every piece of junk food you can think of, from cheesesteaks to chicken wings to pizza, it's all there. And he gives you, you know, he gives you what's really good. You know, and I had the ribs the other day. He thought it was an excellent selection.
He takes his share of what's really good. But he looks very much at peace with himself. As well he should. Think about all the guys like Andy Reid, like Mike Sherman, Steve Mariucci, that were on Holmgren's staff at Green Bay.
I remember we asked Dorsey Levens about that when he was in Green Bay, what he thought about all those young assistants and who would be a head coach. He goes, the one guy I thought would definitely be a head coach is the only guy that didn't become one, Sherm Lewis. You got to give a lot of credit to Jeff Lurie, the owner here, for going out and doing his homework and finding Andy Reid.
Don't forget, again, a reminder that coming up next, we'll either see the Redskins and the 49ers or the Giants and the Seahawks. This has been a long game.
Stay here, stay here, stay here. It'll be a longer flight home.
Oh, boy, is a flag on the play. Will make it longer.
Illegal substitution. 12 men in the offensive huddle. It's a 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Pre-game show up in Detroit today. Breaking in Ford Field. Lions taking on their divisional opponents, the Green Bay Packers. And I think the Packers are one of those teams that's on the level with the Eagles. They see them much later in the season.
Wiley on 3rd down.
Joe Harrington making his first start. Brett Favre, former pupil of Andy Reid, 160th straight start. The guy's record that he broke for consecutive starts. Saw him down there on the field today, Ron Jaworski. And I think Emmett's had enough taking the pads off.
Dave Campbell, I'm sure, has had enough. And they let the clock. This is Pat Summerall for Brian Balding, who says so long from Philadelphia. Where the final score is the Philadelphia Eagles 44, the Cowboys 13. Be sure to stay tuned to Fox Sports for the second game of our doubleheader right here after these messages. More on today's game and the latest NFL news. Log on to foxsports.com, the official sports site of the internet. For Emmitt Smith, a dejected Emmitt Smith leaving.